Disclaimer, this is a horror-based Toonkind D&D. Mentions of blood, death, experimentations, mutations, and just about several other horror-based things you can think of. So, you've been warned. Okay? Alright, now let's start. Alright, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming to my game today. So,
Yippee! Hello.
well, would you guys like to introduce yourselves from the top, starting from the top?
Hello, I'm Fluffycthulhu, and I'm playing the mean machine from outer space, Truckula.
Hello, it's me, Mod. I'm blowing the dust off Bertie, Kimball with banter. He's actually a sir, but he doesn't like to mention it.
I'm The-Mighty-Quinn, and I'm playing a new guy. His name is Coulson Cabell. He was hoping for a nice time. Chances are he's not going to get it.
And of course, I'm Faded-Knight, the DM, and also will be voicing any NPCs you guys if you decide to talk to. Okay, so, and we start at the Fair Feather Sanctuary. Yes, this is a brand new, okay, not really, building that specializes in rescuing birds of all shapes, sizes, and from every region. And they rehabilitate them here. They put them in exhibits so people can learn about it, and people who come in to and pay for tickets, like all the proceeds goes into helping them, rehabilitation, medicine, care, and then re-releasing. So yeah, it's a pretty nice place, and it's a lot of people are flocking here. No pun intended. Okay, yes, it was intended. And yeah, but you guys find yourselves close to the closing time. So, what are your thoughts or reasons for this? I mean,
Well, Trucky's come here because he didn't realize how many types of birds there were on this planet. Heck, he didn't even know really what a bird was until someone explained it to him a week ago. So we thought, hey, this place seems to know you can learn a lot about birds here, so why not?
What are birds? We just don't know.
Hey, you're talking to the guy who didn't really know what a fish was like a few months ago, so
Does anybody really? Anyway, Bertie is aware of what a bird is, being bird-brained, and having a good friend who's an ostrich. And yes, yeah, he's always excited to support worthy, noble causes, so yes, okay. He's got 5 gold in his pocket, he'll use it to support the local bird community. Right. So, yeah, he's just spending too long looking at everything and probably talking the ear off anybody who stood next to him.
Coulson probably just came to do something different, honestly. He left his previous job. He's doing something new, and sometimes you just need to step out of your office and go do something nice related with animals. And he kind of likes birds. Birds are very pretty to look at. He decided he'd go to the bird sanctuary and look at the birds. There wasn't a lot of thought to his plan other than I need to get out of my house for a few minutes.
fair enough. Fair enough.
We are also proud.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's probably not because all the rumors of how things are pretty much half off during the last closing hours. Any like food that they have here is probably going to be given away or also discounted. No, it can't be any of that stuff. So anyway, yes, welcome. Well, you step inside and you are greeted with just about bird-themed everything. There's gift shops, there's little cafes, and of course there's the exhibits where you could browse around, read up on some of our feathered friends, and even observe them. And like what you see is a replica of their environment that they were rescued from. And yeah, at the moment, it looks like you guys are kind of the only one around. You might occasionally see a staff member rushing by with like brooms and mops or things. Like they're cleaning up, but things are still open. And you have a gift shop right next to you as soon as you step in. And then, of course, you've got a cafe further down from you. So, yeah, where would you like to start?
I think Coulson is going to head for the birds. He came to look at birds. He's going to start by going for the birds. Besides, usually you buy a trinket after you're on your way out, and he just feels he came for birds. He's going to at least look at the birds before he goes and gets food or a trinket to take home.
All right, fair enough.
Truckula will do the same.
I believe that this is the logical answer. Also, it puts all of us in the same general area. So yes, Bertie is definitely going to look at the birds, especially if there's any that are blue. Very, very big fan of the color blue, this guy.
Aw.
You'll like Truckula then.
That's true. He's probably observing Truckula now instead of the birds.
I say that's a very unusual sort of a bird.
He's
It's supposed to be
observing
outside of its
Truckula
cage.
as Truckula looks. Huh? Just Truckula just suddenly looks at you. Is like, I don't know really much about birds, but I know that I ain't one.
Oh, terribly sorry. My mistake. I just thought you were a very unusual looking sort of, very shiny sort of bird with wheels. Actually, yes, I suppose I have never seen a bird with wheels. Should have put that one together. That's my fault.
Alrighty then. Truckula goes back to looking at the little info plaque he was looking at.
Alright. So,
Coulson is just very quietly browsing, and he's the sort of person who tries to find a little bit of a game in everything, or at least a little bit of a puzzle. So now he's reading the ones where there are multiple, like, birds in a single cage, and he's trying to match the birds to the descriptions.
fair enough. Alright, so.
And if they, like, specify why one of the birds is there, he's trying to figure out which bird it is they're specifying.
Well, I can give you a little description on one of them if you'd like.
Sure.
Yeah. So you come across one, and it says it's called a kinfisher, and you read on the plaque saying that they live in large groups, usually made of small families, and they hang around either rivers or lakesides, fishing, eating small frogs, amphibians, and other things. They're also very notorious for stealing eggs or hatchlings from other birds to try to raise it as their own. And this particular one was rescued after a storm, so it was brought here. It's being treated. It's in its own little environment, so it feels a little safer. Yeah, it's just a little ball of gray and black feathers, and it's a really long beak. So it's really cute. Yeah.
The thing about the stealing eggs to raise is a little bit odd, but the bird is pretty.
Yeah.
Bird looks quite nice. He's probably observing the feathers to see what exact injury it was that caused the bird to not be able to leave after the storm, just because he's a little bit nosy in that regard. But he's just kind of observing and going, okay, yeah, I can see that. And he's also very determinedly trying to spot it in its enclosure, just because it's one thing to have the plaque there. It's harder to see the bird if it's not there, so he's probably also like comparing the picture of the bird on the plaque to the bird he's seeing in the cage.
It's It's currently sitting in a little nest that was made for it. You could just see, like, it's just basically a little ball of feathers and then, like, a little tiny head kind of poking up. Kind of facing away from you, but it's like you could tell, like, it's, like, resting its head on the side, so it's kind of sleeping.
Aw.
Yeah. I know. Oh, it's a shame this is a horror.
It can be cute and a horror.
Yeah, that's true.
Do not underestimate the horror genre. It can be cute at times. That's part of the things that makes it horrifying.
That's true. Okay, so I'm assuming you guys are just gonna kind of walk and browse, passing the little gift store and passing the little cafe. You might hear some commotion coming from the cafe. One of the workers telling another one to, like, throw something out and, like, stop holding on to it. I mean, you can ignore that. You don't have to go talk to anybody. Everyone here is boring anyway.
Can I roll perception to see, like, how much of that I hear? Because I have very big ears.
Sure.
I'm gonna roll a percepi, just
Yeah,
because.
I mean, no one's rolled a thing, so let's roll a thing. Where do we
Yo.
roll? Is it roll the dice? I'm going to guess.
Let's see. Oh, you could do it in. Yes,
I
roll the
have
dice.
never rolled in this child before. I'm going to guess it's this command. No, it's not.
It's Avery, and the command is exclamation point R.
Okay, not the slash. Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problem. It's the one I use the most. It can also do math for you.
That is a terrible roll and very in keeping because Bertie is not really paying
Yeah, but
attention
these
strongly to anything.
electric
I
dice
said that.
will always
That's
bully
a
me
nine,
so
by
much,
the way.
so that's why I use physical dice.
Yeah, I'm using physical dice today because I have never actually got to use these dice for anything but calculating character sheets. They're my fine witchlight carnival dice. But he also got stupid good on that roll, and
Holy
his perception is
moly.
stupid high.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
That's a 26.
Oh my gosh. Oh god, you hear everything.
He's an
You hear the cop.
investigator. I had to make perception and investigation his best.
Well, you probably hear the people in the building next over.
He's a PI. It's his job to be nosy.
Your PI, yeah, definitely know that he hears just about the whole conversation, and from what he can get from it is, there was this is a baker. These ladies are bakers. They make little things in the morning and sell them throughout the day. And apparently one of them was trying a new recipe, and she wanted to put them out on display, but was unable to. So now one of her coworkers is just telling her to just throw away whatever it is she made because, well, not enough people here to sell it to, and, it's brand new. No one's probably going to be interested anyway, so... And she's kind of arguing back, saying she wants to save it, wants to see if anyone wants it. Hell, she'll give it away if she can. I mean,
Okay. This man is nosy, but he's also a nice guy. So because he has heard that, he is going to break off the group for the moment to basically go, I heard there was something new because you put in the work for it. Even if he's not hugely interested, he's going to at least save some for later. He's got a hammer's face. He can use it to have snacks.
This baker is delighted, and she holds up a tray, and she says that these are called birdseed biscuits. Naturally, then they don't have actual birdseed on it. They're just little biscuit wafers, and they have like some little the edible grains kind of sprinkled on top to kind of give it the replica of a bird seed. So she was trying something new, bird themed.
Well, he's going to try one.
All right. And you grab one, you take a bite of it. It's kind of crunchy. It's not terribly crunchy. And it tastes a little bit like almonds peanuts, and probably a few other like nutty flavors that you could think of. And you also gain health from it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's because this is a healthy snack.
Well, as it happens, he likes nutty things, so he's definitely going to say he likes it and ask if he can snag a few to take with him.
She happily like wraps a bunch up for you, and she gives you like a little bag that has like three little biscuits in it, like one of those little
We
gift
have
bags.
healing.
Yes.
This is huge.
Mm-hmm. They heal for 2d4 plus 2.
I'm gonna write this on the notes because I don't know, because I don't have anything on the screen that I can write that.
Oh, okay.
So bird seed biscuits, he has how many?
He has 3. I mean, you could always ask for more. She's got a whole pan full of it.
I'm going to do the 3, and then you said they do 2d4 healing?
Yes. 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, I have it on my notes. That way he does have it.
Okay. And, well, if anyone else wants any.
I do, but Bertie didn't perceive the biscuits. Bertie was probably looking at his own reflection and thinking, what a strange-looking bird that is.
well, you'd think that maybe he noticed someone getting something for free. It's like, what?
I mean, if you'd be kind enough to give me that as the DM, but I don't want to make that call.
Yeah, you know what?
I mean, it would be just as easy for him to roll like a second perception for Coulson basically saying thank you for the biscuits as he leaves and goes back to where all the birds are.
Alright, yeah, let's do it the fair way. I'll roll again. 21, yes! Okay. Bertie zip frames, and in sort of in an alarmingly short amount of time, there's this incredibly tall blue cartoon rabbit standing next to you, sort of leaning over the top of Coulson, and is like, oh, I say, biscuits! What? Oh, I love a scrummy biscuit. Are there any left?
Yes, it looks like they have plenty. And he just kind of nervously gestures to the girl probably still holding her tray of biscuits.
Oh, mademoiselle, if you would be so kind. I think I actually skipped lunch. I was so enamored of your beautiful avian display. Could I have 1 or 2 or 3, maybe?
And yeah, she wraps up more in a little gift bag and gives you 3 biscuits.
Hell yeah! 3 health points and biscuits. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And you know, she's starting to wrap more up because she gets the feeling that maybe more people will actually start coming up and, you know, getting some now that they're showing interest.
I say, you, shiny wheeled person, did you want any food? I've got some. Hello.
Are you there?
Die?
Oh no. Oh, I think you cut out.
No! Fluffy!
Maybe try shutting off or like leaving and then coming back, or... Wait.
Apologies to listeners who noticed me making an awful lot of scuffling before my PC finally updated, so I've swapped onto that because it's less likely to explode than my poor aged Mac.
Yeah, that's why I was so happy when I got a new PC, because I love my Mac. It's just that it was reaching the point where it was not capable of doing a lot of things that weren't just me drawing directly on it.
Planned obsolescence is the worst. Apple, take note. I am coming to your office with a very big axe. If you don't improve things, I am mad about it.
Well, admittedly, also my Apple was a MacBook that I got in high school, and I have been out of high school for at least 12 years now.
Hey, I mean, they don't make them like they used to. That thing's a champ. Good for you.
Well, I also didn't really push it very far. At most, I did like reading online as well as a bit of Discord and drawing on it, as along with writing. So, like, I wasn't, like, trying to game on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sending a quick message.
I thought I heard something from Fluffy for a second, but...
Oops.
I see green flashing, but I do not hear anything. Are you okay,
Mm.
Fluff?
Weird. No hiring.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. Sorry,
They
I didn't realize
live!
it was time for me to talk.
Okay.
They live!
Okay.
I was just vibing and zoning out.
Oh,
No, sorry. Bertie was like shouting to Truckula, "I say, shiny fellow, they've got biscuits here. Do you eat? Can't tell."
Sorry, did you need me for something? I was sort of zoned out.
Oh yeah. He.
Your character was being asked if he would like some biscuits.
Oh, sorry, I can't really eat those.
Oh, never mind, more for us then, eh? Gives Coulson a very pointy elbow jab. Sorry, he's all angles, this guy.
Sure. Meanwhile, this smaller person is very much just kind of staring at this rabbit who absolutely towers over them, especially with their ears up.
Yeah, he's 6 feet tall, not including the ears.
Not to mention Truckula, whose roof is 8 feet up, so he's pretty large as well.
Large.
Oh man.
My little 5'6" man.
Uh,
He's like 5'6", like 5'7" with like the heel of his shoe, but he is small. He is the smallest person here.
Short king.
that's okay. Everyone is that person at some point. Sometimes.
Yeah. Admittedly, he is above the average height for most toons.
Yeah, see? So, for the most part, he's probably the tallest person in the room. It's just, you have just those days when you're, not.
When the universe
Yeah,
decides, no, actually, you're going to be pocket size.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're just with a couple of big McLarge huges.
Yeah.
I mean, what Bertie has vertically, he makes up for with the lack of horizontal because he is so skinny.
Yeah.
True.
That's true. He's probably pretty light, too.
Yep, pipe cleaner man.
Oh,
But yeah,
gosh.
Truckula relatively politely declines your offer of biscuits.
Okay. Well, one of you guys probably gets another bag of biscuits then. I mean, you could split it between the two of you.
I say, let's go halves. Yes?
Sure. I already have a couple other snacks, but certainly wouldn't hurt to have extra.
How about you have 2 and I'll take an extra
So yeah,
1.
you
so
might
you've
need
got-
to cut out just the bit where I was just phased out of existence out there for a moment. Sorry.
It's alright. Coulson is actually going to very politely insist that Bertie take them because he actually also has a healing snack on him already.
Oh,
This is his
okay.
second.
Well, sure, gift horse, I won't look it in the mouth. I'll remember this. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Oh, Coulson Cable, private investigator.
Horse?
And he sticks a hand out.
I say,
He
you're
holds-
detective?
In essence, I used to work for one of the large government firms, but I recently decided to strike out on my own.
Ah, don't say anything, mum's the word.
Would he reach his hand
Won't
out?
say
Because that bit's like
Thing
cut out.
can't get anything out of me. Tight-lipped McZippy, that's what they used to call me. And he does the motion of zipping his lips shut, but they actually get zipped shut.
The funny thing is that Coulson held out his hand for a shake and was still just kind of waiting.
Oh, yes, unzips
Yeah,
the
but
mouth,
who did he
shakes the
hand it
hand,
out
very
to? The rabbit or the truck?
He
Bertie.
handed it out to the rabbit. The rabbit is to whom he was making the introduction.
Yeah. Here, and he was explaining he was,
And you large, shiny fellow who has so generously donated your share of the biscuits. I didn't catch your name either. What's
Modmad, you there?
Tall.
Oh.
Did you vibe off like I did?
Oh no, I think they're fading out again. Like cutting out. Let's see.
I hear that. I can hear them just fine. Give me just a second.
I can't hear them at all.
What, me?
Yeah, I can hear Modmad just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me read.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
I hope I wasn't talking over them.
can you hear us?
No.
Oh,
Okay, I'm back
okay.
again.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can hear Quinn,
Okay.
Hello.
and I can hear Mud. Yay!
Yay.
There we
Yay,
go.
Okay.
All right.
Hopefully that's the last of our technical difficulties. Sorry,
Hopefully.
everybody.
Oh, it's not you. I promise you are nowhere near as bad as the time that I got cut off by a game because of a snowstorm.
Oh, wow. That's a
Yeah.
good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was one of the most difficult games I ever played. I had to do it on my cell phone with mobile data. I did it,
Oh,
Oh.
but I
wow.
Yeah, I remember you saying that before. Ew.
do not underestimate the stubbornness of an artist who lives on the side of a mountain.
Oh.
We don't.
Nice.
All right. So, okay. So you guys are like introducing yourselves now.
Yep.
So,
Coulson has introduced himself to Bertie, and Bertie was just asking for Truckula's name.
My name's Truckula.
I see. Well, short and sweet. I do like it. My name is Bertie Kimblewood Banter. Lovely to meet the both of you. And he shakes hands or paws, as it were, with both at the same time.
This is not unusual for a rubber hose. Therefore, Coulson doesn't really bat an eye at it. Rubber hoses are always fun-loving. Even he knows this.
mm-hmm. All right.
Tricky's chill because he's seen weirder.
I think everybody's seen weirder. If you're from Toontown, nothing is normal.
No.
Well, it is normal. It's just that it's normal in the way of the spider and the fly.
Makes sense. Okay, well, so after intros are all made, you guys are probably gonna like move down like a little more as you chat. And you can probably hear like one of the other bakers muttering about how, they're sick and tired of having to like stay behind, helping clean up instead of like being able to leave at their scheduled time because of certain someones who just doesn't want to leave their post right now. But you just chalk that up to like just staff grumbling, disgruntled workers. So, and as
Yeah,
oh,
Coulson gets that. He's been that employee before
oh,
on both sides.
I pat him. I understand too.
I mean, he gets lost in his work sometimes. He knows it. He's
Mhm.
stayed up far too late many a time because of it.
Mm-hmm.
As a PI, I could probably imagine there was a reason for it. Yeah.
Oh, that was even before he went into the private investigator route.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, well, as you guys probably round another corner, the lights start to flicker, and eventually they shut off. The lights just completely shut off throughout the building.
A pair of floating eyeballs addresses the room at large. I say, so that's supposed to happen.
And
Don't worry, I got
it in here as Truckula's eyes illuminate like a pair of headlights.
nice.
What do we see? Do we see anything?
Good, he got a 5.
You see an empty roll the dice. You see an empty hallway. There's nobody here. The lights within the display case or exhibits, they've also gone off, leaving the poor birds in darkness. And it's just in the distance you could probably hear like the complaining of like some staff members just going like, "Oh great, not again." Like, why does this keep happening? And then you hear some thudding above you, like something moving across these large vents that were kind of zigzagging across the ceiling. And then there's suddenly sounds of pandemonium. Something crashes behind you as things fall from the ceiling. You hear glass shattering. The building itself seems to almost shake. You hear yelling, you hear screams, and some screams are actually cut off. And you hear shrieks of something. You're not sure what it was. You never heard these things before, but yeah, and the noise is just gradually making its way closer to you, and sometimes it even sounds like it's just all around you. Luckily, right next to you is a staff member door. So, yeah, you guys got a choice here.
Okay. I mean, instinctively, I feel like Bertie would draw his rapier, which he's never without. But, with the headlights of Truckula pointing out this conveniently placed door, I believe that Bertie would open it and say, "I say, chaps, sounds a little bit hairy in here. Shall we make a hasty retreat? For technical purposes, of course."
Truckula, who is by this time whipped around and looking towards back where it is, then looks at the door and is like,
I can't exactly fit.
Don't worry, it's
Truckula
large
is
enough.
quite wide.
It's one of those double doors.
Oh, okay.
Never
mind.
Coulson does two things. One is the first hammer space roll he did was to pull out his hooded lantern as well as flick it on in the same motion because Toon Logic Magic Lanterns.
Nice.
And the second one is actually to pull out his thieves' tools because he doesn't know if that door is locked or not.
Smart.
Coulson is the only person with a brain cell here. I am so impressed.
So he's
Truckula is. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he's going to basically stick the handle of his lantern in his teeth so that it's shining on the lock and check and see if it's unlocked.
Meanwhile, while he does that, Truckula is sweeping the area around with his headlights, making sure nothing tries to leaps out and tries something.
You still hear the sounds of screams, the sound of shrieks, the sounds of something thudding, something flapping. The building shakes. You see some sparks from wires that are becoming loose. And Coulson, you actually find that the door is actually unlocked. It's unlocked so that staff members could just come in and out whenever they need to. Usually from these doors, they're pulling or pushing something along with them, so it kind of needs to be unlocked for, at any moment they need to go in there. So, you just push it open.
For double doors that makes sense, but he's still going to make a note that the staff door, which most staff doors are usually at least locked in some manner when the building is open, and staff do usually still need a key. But that's weird. It's unlocked when it's still open. It makes sense because it's one of the double doors that's right near where all of the businesses are, but it's still weird and he's making note of it. But he's also still holding his lantern in his teeth, and he had his lockpicks out, and he's almost a little bit disappointed that he didn't get to crack the lock. That, however, is quickly discarded for him to open the door, pull his lantern out of his teeth, and go, "It's unlocked. We need to move. We need to figure out how to get around." It wasn't locked.
Oh, well, that explains it then. Let's just beat a hasty retreat. Advance backwards. And he walks backwards through the door so that, he's basically a rear guard with his sword.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Coulson Coulson had the door open and also has a lantern. But he does follow
Truckula
after.
also goes backwards and Truckula also goes backwards, and you hear beep, beep, as he backs up.
And he blinks his nose. I think one of you should face forward, considering 2 lights pointing backwards isn't very helpful. But he does
Fair
follow
enough.
after and kind of
Indeed,
ducks
like-
under Truckula to try and get to the front, so that way he can make sure no one walks backwards into a person.
I mean, that's the Scooby-Doo gag I was hoping for, but I suppose someone's got to be sensible.
At least in this situation. So, all right, you all step into the door. It closes behind you. It's still not locked, but it probably gives you just a moment of security. You're in what you feel is just a very short, dark hallway. Though the lights flicker again, and they do come on. Though you assume this is probably going to be temporary. And in front of you is what looks like to be a loading dock. It seems like maybe when equipment is shipped here, or like new or food items or anything for the gift shop, the trucks just back up here and then it's loaded off. And then onto your right is another double doors that says break room.
I'm going to roll a Percepi again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Oh.
I guess disadvantage because it's dark.
Oh, the lights
Well-
flicked on.
And even then,
I'm also going to do a sorry.
even then, Coulson has his lantern. However, he did not get a good roll. I think part of that is just because he's still fixating on some of the stuff that just happened. Admittedly, it's still pretty good.
Trevor's also going to do a perception, but he is going to do a sniff perception. See if he can smell any untoward smells. And he has
that's a point.
advantage.
Could I do the same, but like for hearing? Because again, hares have large ears.
Okay.
He has advantage on that, given his nature, and I got a natural 20.
Oh wow.
Ooh, forget it. Just let the truck take the wheel.
I don't think you rolled
Ace.
mod.
Oh, rude. How dare you? How could you do this to me?
But yeah,
Oh
Truckula
my God,
just
I'm just
like
terrible
sniff.
at the rolls today. Never mind.
It's okay.
No, I have the perfect explanation for why Bertie didn't hear it. There's still a commotion going on in the main room, and that's all he can focus on is the commotion that's going on out there.
Fair enough. He's also kind of feeling guilty because, like, he knows there are people in there who are in trouble, but, like, he didn't have eyes on them, and there are 2 people in his vicinity that he can look after.
Yeah, you gotta keep an
Yeah.
ear
But yeah,
out.
you see Truckula sort of sniffing around, sniffing the air, sniffing at the floor, seeing if he can detect anything like odd.
And
Well, I think the reason Coulson got that 3, even with the +8 he has for perception, is that he's distracted too, because his immediate thought is, I need to find a way to get into the get back to the main area to help people. And the staff door was the closest one he thought of, and his thought was, staff hallways, those connect everywhere, right? And then he's seeing the loading dock and thinking to himself, oh no, they do not connect everywhere.
unfortunately, not in this place. I guess they were cutting corners for something. Anyway, so well, Truckula. Okay, God, you smell everything. Hell, you smell the people next door. No. But you smell amazing metal. You smell like the scent of probably other birds, because animals have been like loaded here to be taken into recuperation. You could smell probably the scent of like food items that would be sent to the little cafes. And yeah, you do detect a small amount of chemicals. You're not sure exactly where it's coming from, but there's definitely just a little bit of like a strange chemical scent mixed in with everything. And yeah,
Okay, since that's the odd one out, I'm gonna follow that scent trail.
well, as you're sniffing around the room like Scooby-Doo, and
Yeah.
let's see. I would say go the 11, 7. You guys notice that Bertie and Coulson, you guys are actually notice there's a couple of boxes here. Looks like they haven't been like packed up yet. They're probably like just extra left over. They're just sitting out. They're not actually like hidden at all. So it'd be very hard for you to like miss that, even if you weren't paying attention. So there's just a couple of boxes here. Nothing else really noteworthy except some of them say like gift shop, and then another one says like throw away or discard. Yeah, that's all there is actually in here. It's pretty empty.
This is not quite going where I was hoping it would go.
Oh, where were you hoping it would go? Outside, probably. That would be my preference.
No, I was hoping that since it was a staff door, it might have a second connection to the main area.
Ah, sneak around the bastard and get him from the back. That's very roguelike of you.
Well, you're in the hallway. You haven't gone through like the break room yet. So
Maybe there's...
So where's the chemtrail lead?
The
Yeah.
chemtrail, it leads from the loading dock, which is closed up and locked for the night. You smell like faint traces of it, like on a shelf, and you smelling around a little more. You pick up a spot here and there, like leading outside and back to the doors where you just came from, and then another small trail going to the break room. But like I said, very faint. It's been a while since the stuff has been here. So any evidence has probably already been mopped away by the janitors already.
Something don't smell right.
So
Yes. Whatever that thing was, it cut the power before it came on. Something tells me it's not just a random monster. And he's actually going to start heading for the break room because now he's kicked into investigator mode, and he's also really hoping there's another route through that break room because there are people in danger. He wants to help them.
okay. And I guess everyone else follows.
Is fumbling about with his own supplies and has in fact got a hooded lantern because you reminded me that I have one. So I have some light, and he's just going to trot along after them, sort of saying, "Oh, we're going this way. Okay."
Yes, I would suggest keeping a lantern out. We don't know if it will cut the power again.
What, is the power back on now? I'm confused.
Yeah,
the light's turned on for a little bit.
It was back on for a while.
You don't know if they're gonna go out again, but yeah, it's so.
Okay, I'll just tie that to my belt and clang loudly as I hop along behind you.
Oh, no stealth here.
Yeah, Coulson's probably going to do something similar, except he has an overcoat. It muffles the clunking of his lantern.
All right. Some
Bertie
stealth
has
here.
no such sense or equipment, so I'm going to be noisy.
Okay.
Man, I thought my idler engine was loud.
What's that? Sorry, couldn't hear you. Over myself.
It's like sneaking.
Anyway, Truckula follows.
Sneaking through a horror film while clanging pots and pans around.
I know, I'm the stealthiest rogue that there ever was.
Okay. Well, you guys go through the break room doors, and it leads to a break room. It's pretty bland, white, beige walls, white ceiling. There's some tables around. There's some like a sink, almost like a little kitchen area. There's a couple of like refrigerators for people to like put their lunches. A few couches, and like just a small TV, I guess, for anyone who wants to watch something as they're eating their lunch. Not much anything noteworthy. I mean, unless you like just want to poke around or just walk on through.
I'm gonna sniff around for the chemical smell again. And that is a 23.
Oh, dang. You could
Just because of potential future shenanigans, every room really ought to have a fire extinguisher. Is there one in here?
But I would say if you roll, but I'll give it to you. Yeah, there's like the whole mandatory fire extinguisher and a little med kit like strapped to the wall.
Oh, I mean, I'm taking the med kit. I know that Bertie is a comedy character and like the fire extinguisher is like so tempting. Actually, no, wait, he would take that. He's a stupid person. Fine, I will ignore the med kit. Like, he says, aha! The most useful thing we could have asked for! Like, heads towards the med kit, and then, like, his hands reach past it to pick up the fire extinguisher. He's an idiot. I'm so sorry, everybody. Okay, I have a fire extinguisher. This may not come in useful at all, but I am happy. Thank you.
If there's ever a fire, you're pretty prepared for it.
Aha, yes. Also, if it's the foam sort, you can actually give yourself a really funny beard if you squirt it just right.
And I assume you test it out?
I mean, do I test it out? Like, am I allowed to squirt myself in the face?
Yeah, if you want to.
Hell yeah, I do it. For the bit.
Make yourself a disguise so the monster doesn't know who you are.
See? Veritable Santa Claus.
Truckula is completely ignoring this, too busy sniffing around for the chemical trail.
I'm unappreciated in my time.
Well,
yeah. Coulson did a perception check, but he's rather specifically trying to see if he can find any sign of someone trying to escape into there from the other side of the room, since I'm assuming it isn't just a closed room.
And no, there's actually another set of doors leading out from this room. So it does look like it's kind of making a little semicircle.
Yeah. Well, does he find any signs?
Signs of like people,
or at least anything of interest in his investigation, or perception rather.
In here it looks pretty undisturbed. You do see some like just like some of those biscuits that you got like kind of piled up near the trash. It looks like someone tried to throw it in there but like missed. And, yeah. And
Kitten, don't you dare try to climb onto my computer.
Aww.
Not when I'm using it, please.
No. And
Kitten, I love you, but I'm doing things right now.
And one of the fridge doors is kind of like ajar. I guess like it kind of popped open and somebody like closed it and didn't notice. Other than that, it looks pretty undisturbed. You're assuming that there probably wasn't anyone in here. Like majority of the workers probably left for the night. Anyone else who is left is like doing their jobs out there.
No, Kitten, don't attack the wire of my headphones, please.
While this terrible saga of the kitten versus the wire is going on, Bertie has to look inside the fridge just to check that the milk hasn't gone off because the door's open. Oh, such horrors!
You don't find anything really in there. Maybe a couple of old like lunches that someone decided they didn't want. And then,
the real horror was the moldy blue lemon at the back of the fridge. He closes the door.
As expected of kittens, everything has been knocked over. Darn it.
No.
Darn it, Ori, I'm trying to game. I love you and your giant jingle bell, but please, I'm trying to do things.
I was gonna say, you also see those, like some bottles of...
But yeah...
Sorry? What'd you say, Fluffy?
I was gonna ask, any particular areas that that I detect the chemical smell?
Oh yes, you smell some of it, like just a small trail leading from the doors and going to the other set of doors. So someone was clearly carrying something. You might smell like a smidge of it on the wall. Maybe somebody like got it on their hand and then like touched the wall as they like passed. So, And then I was just gonna say, like, in the fridge, you find there's like some drinks still in there. Unless you guys don't want them.
I mean, I've got cookies. I suppose I could go for a drink, but I've also got this fire extinguisher, so my hands are getting kind of full. What kind of drinks are they? Is this narratively like significant? If we ignore the drinks, is that how we die?
I mean, no, you don't have to. I'm just saying, like, there's some in there. Like, if you just want to like poke around and start taking some stuff, you can get stuff.
Okay, I mean, like, when a DM says things in that tone of voice, it means if you don't, you're going to regret it. So I will have a look at the drink selection and take something. I don't know what there is though.
Okay. You find there's just little glass jars, and they're decorated to be like almost like, seen those hummingbird feeders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of decorated like that, and there's some red liquid in it.
That doesn't look at all suspicious of ours. I will take a bottle because, you need to have something to wash down the cookies, of course.
Yeah.
Well, since...
Hey, have they got any WD-40 in there?
Let me have a look. Do we have any WD-40?
For Truckula, yes, there's one in there.
Oh, wonderful luck. Here you go.
I'm going to say that Coulson does notice the med kit and snag it because they might need it in case someone's very much hurt. Because again, his mindset is still honing in on the fact that there are people hurt and he needs to get to them. But also, oh wait, I'm not a Healy magic guy. I should make sure I actually have Healy things for them.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to you. I'm also trying to stay in character with my 0 intelligence and -1 wisdom.
This man is very smart. He has a mind like a bear trap. It's just that unfortunately he is also very easily stressed out.
Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta let my cat in.
Exact opposite.
Wait,
dynamic duo.
Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta let my cat in. She's throwing a fit. I'll be right back. Give me one second.
Cats.
I know.
Rory and Rio in their
Okay,
tuxedos.
she's tearing up my door.
I thought we were getting just one kitten, and then my dad said, no, actually, you should get 2, otherwise they'll be lonely when you're at work, so I did. And now I have Ori and Rio, and they are tiny little furry tornadoes of destruction.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
And I have all
I
3
love them,
cats
but
in
they
my
are
room.
tiny furry tornadoes of destruction.
Yes, I've got all 3 cats in my room. Guys, please. Personal space. So if you hear like jingling or rustling in the background, it's like they're either like making out with each other or like fighting. Like play fighting.
Thankfully, the boom mic on my headset is very good in the fact that it only picks up when I'm actively talking or if something is hitting the microphone, which means you don't hear the reindeer jingle bell that my dad decided to attach to the quieter one of the 2 kittens.
Oh. All 3 of my cats have jingle bells on them.
They do.
So, okay.
On one hand, it's great for making sure that you know where they are. On the other hand, it really is. If they're following behind you, it's like there's a reindeer directly behind you.
Aww. I find it cute. But okay, so I'm assuming that everyone probably takes a drink from the fridge, with Truckula getting some, I guess, motor oil for himself.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, if someone hands something to Coulson right now, he will probably just unthinkingly take it and stick it in his hammer space. He might not even remember because he's still he's going into planner mode. He's going into planner mode.
I mean, Bertie's already taken one of the mysterious red liquid vials for himself, so we'll, generously pass one to his new best friend, Coulson.
And Coulson will just say, oh, thank you, without even looking at it and sticking it in the pocket of his coat.
50-50, this is poison, so let's find out.
I just imagine you just hand him something random at every, given moment, and he just puts it into his pockets. And then later on, he'll find, an assortment of just junk in his hammer space.
Where did I get this from? Why do I have a bowling ball?
That is actually one of the reasons why I put some of the things in his hammer space that he has in his hammer space.
Oh my gosh.
It's a rather large list. I did that on because I thought it would be funny.
Just put stuff in. Oh my gosh. Well, so what you guys actually get is called hummingbird juice, and this is also a healing item. It also
I'm so
adds.
worried about how many healing items you've given us now.
Yeah.
Like, 1 is generous, 3 is concerning.
Yes. Well,
So,
yeah, it's
hummingbird juice.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's called. It's no, don't worry, it's edible. It's not like for hummingbirds. At least, they'd probably appreciate it if you gave them some. It's
I mean,
very
people can technically drink hummingbird feed. It's not the best, but you can technically drink it.
not recommended, but yeah, I wouldn't. But it's
Yeah, you wouldn't do well with just sugar, water, and food coloring.
yeah. Well, it's a very sickly, sweet, kind of syrupy kind of drink. And yes, it does heal you, and it also adds a +5 to your speed, no matter what.
Ooh.
I mean,
How much does it heal?
it heals for. Oh, let me pull that up. This one heals for a 4d4 +4.
Damn. Alright.
Increases your speed by 5 upon
I like this
consumption.
stuff.
It's just sugar. Just sugar and some healing potion mixed together.
Hey, you give a toon sugar, anything can happen.
They just hit blast off.
It depends on the tune.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of them, the comedy of it is the fact that sugar does nothing.
It does the opposite.
Because then you have the sugary foods be their favorite and them eating pounds of it at a time and they seem perfectly normal.
Mm-hmm.
Wish that was me.
Same.
So, yeah. So I guess you guys, you poke around, you take whatever it is you feel you need, and I'm guessing you're probably gonna follow Truckula as he's like sniffing around the doors.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you follow him out, and you're in another small hallway, and it's filled with lockers. So this is staff lockers. Yep.
Should we roll perception again? See if there's anything strange here?
You can if you'd like.
Well,
I mean, you
might
can
as
ignore it
well.
completely.
One of these
if you
days I
want.
might actually roll over a 3. Okay, that's still not great. 13.
13. Right. So, well, you see lockers, and some of them have some locks on them. Some of them are, unlocked. Some are slightly ajar. You could see there's some items in some. I mean, you can be nosy and poke around if you want.
Well, I think that is what Coulson is going to do because twice now Truckula has mentioned smelling something weird, and now investigator mode is starting to kick in, going, "What is he smelling?" Yes. Can we still hear noises from the main room?
From outside the door. As you get closer to the door at the end, yeah, you do hear some noises. It's faint, but definitely like, sounds of like banging, some glass. You might hear the faint like yell, and then as you get closer, you do hear something kind of thump past, like really quickly, but then it's gone. So, but thankfully, nothing has come in through the door yet.
Well, investigator mode has kicked in, so he's going to start to be nosy.
Okay.
More specifically, he's
by
going
the
to
way,
take
I rolled an 8.
An 8?
I rolled an 18 for smell check.
An 8. Okay. Oh, 2 18s.
Yeah.
And
Rather specifically, Coulson is giving basically a second look over any place that he sees Truckula being very focused on, even if he moves on to the next one.
Okay. Right, well, Truckula, yeah, you can smell a little bit of the chemicals here. But you pick up something else. You actually smell something metal, and you smell gunpowder. And your nose probably leads you to a slightly larger locker that's like, it's located on the ground. And the lock looks like there was a lock on it, but it hasn't been like pushed in all the way, so it's just kind of hanging off there.
I open it.
And you find a row of rifles, hunting rifles specifically.
Now,
Oh.
why the heck would a bird place need these?
Yeah, why?
Oh, that's definitely not supposed to be here. And now I'm going to roll a thing. Let's see. Are you actually going to successfully pull this thing out? You do! He just got a 6 on a hammerspace roll. He's going to pull out an instant camera
Oh.
and take a picture of the locker.
And I was gonna say, Coulson, also with your 18, you find, as you're poking around, you find like an assortment of things, keepsakes. You find some gold too. I mean, if you want to take it. Looks like gold that's like fallen out from someone's like bag or purse as they were like pulling it out. Probably forgot about it. And
He's probably going to leave that just because he's a detective. He's a little less take everything unless it might be evidence, and fallen coins are not evidence.
He also finds a scrap of paper. It looks like it was written to a staff member. And on it, it's just reads something along the lines of, like a manager, like scolding someone, saying it's like, quit telling people that that there's something here. It's like you're scaring the new people. It's like there's no such thing as something in the vents. It's like if you keep trying to scare people, you might lose your job over this.
Oh, he definitely takes that. That immediately pings as evidence to him, along with the now instant print picture, which he shakes out, of the locker full of rifles.
With Truckula's hand holding up the lid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This
Quick
is now
question.
evidence that he's gone into investigator mode.
Quick question. Is Bertie allowed to have read this over someone's shoulder?
Sure.
Yes.
Cool.
I will say yes.
Thank you. In that case, Bertie is going to look in case there's a vent opening anywhere nearby.
You don't see an event here yet. You do see there's some large vents right above you. And
that would be exactly what I was looking for.
Oh.
So yeah, he's gonna keep a wary eye on that and say, chaps, I would suggest that perhaps, in light of the new piece of evidence that you've just found, well done, detective, we don't stand underneath the vent that is right directly above us, which could have something in it according to this letter.
That'd be hard to do, considering that this vent it's structured to be very large, as it carries a lot of fresh air to like all the birds and the exhibits. So this pipe is gonna be very hard to avoid. Like, it's always gonna be like around the ceiling somewhere. So
well, now we know about it.
Yep, now you know about it at least. Right, and then for the
Well, that's concerning.
And then
Yeah.
stressed.
Coulson has gone from relatively calm to instantly wary and concerned, and it's like dialed up to 1,000. He is now very much eyeing not only the vent in suspicion, but now he wants to basically do another investigation check over the entire room and comb every little detail he can get his fingers into. Yes, he's going to start breaking into lockers.
While that's happening, can Bertie set up a snare with his rope around like the opening of this vent, just in case like something tries to drop down through it, he could potentially catch it?
Yeah, he totally could.
Cool. Do I have to roll something for that, or would you just let him do that because he's got field experience?
I'll go ahead and let him do that because he's got experience, and it's also kind of funny.
Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, rule of funny wins. Yeah. He set that up. He's like, well, I don't know what I'm going to catch, so we'll find out if it's duck or rabbit season.
Truckula is gonna like rear up on his tires and sort of try and like sniff at one of the vents.
All right.
Ooh, that's a 25.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay. No, so
No one is allowed privacy now.
no, and I would say since you already have a lockpick and you probably already have experience, but you get in these lockers easy. You know, you'll be surprised how easy it is to get into like someone's locker at work.
Yeah, I personally flavor his lockpicks as, you know, those little flick out key things that locksmiths have?
Yeah. Oh.
That's what his lockpick set looks like.
Oh.
Ah, yes, the single-sided jiggler.
Mhm.
Yes, you can see I had issues with this lock. The answer was just more jiggling.
Mhm. You break into all the locked ones, and you find in a lot of them there's like papers of people's like people trying to like quit, saying like this is my 2 weeks notice, and then some people saying like I'm not staying here. It's like other people are like complaining to managers, saying like like you're overworking us, and this isn't fair, and it's there's birds going missing and you're blaming us, and like why did you bring guns here, like this isn't safe.
Yeah, the detective's face is becoming more and more both worried and kind of angry.
Um,
Because these are people who are going to their managers for a problem, and management is obviously either knows something that they don't, or pinning the blame on someone else. And he really, really, really doesn't like that kind of thing.
yeah. Well, in
Someone's got to. So Bertie's going to walk over to this case of guns and pick one up. Am I allowed to take one?
yeah, you take one.
He has no firearm experience. He's a sword guy. This is a terrible idea.
Well, you got a hunting
Considering
rifle.
you have just said that he picked up a gun, I think, Coulson, do you know how? Do you know how? Do you know gun? Do you know shooty? You do.
Oh, well,
Bertie's
you're gonna learn very
presently
quickly.
looking in the gun end of the gun and says, "No, not a clue. But I've always fancied having a go at one, or fancied having a shot."
Well, you get
Oh,
20 shots
good.
with it.
Let's see. Guns. Those usually count as, depending on the type of gun, it counts as either a simple weapon or a modified crossbow, if I remember right.
I mean, I'm going with the DM for this one. What is the boomstick? Do I have ability to roll to hit thing with boomstick?
And yes, you do. I made it as a modified crossbow. I mean, maybe I could have done a different. Maybe I could have done it a different way, but like that's just how it happened.
I think if I remember,
boomstick is crossbow.
yeah, I think I remember looking up in gunslingers, they said that there was like, when you used a gun, every like 5 or 6 shots, you had to basically do a roll about whether or not the gun jammed after that.
Yeah, there's a whole gunslinger class and lots of things. But if we're doing simplicity's rules, which is very good for me, this guy, you want it to be simple. So a crossbow, is it a light crossbow?
Probably heavy crossbow, considering it's a shotgun.
Okay, I'm just looking up what the stats are so that I have those on hand. Okay, yeah, 1d10 piercing. Nice.
Yeah, also, Coulson is going to speak up because his previous job was actually working in government, and he has been trained on how to use a gun. So he's going to immediately go, "Oh no, no! That you are holding that backwards. You are going to shoot yourself if you don't turn that around."
Oh, yes, of course, that part, the big part's the handle and the other end's the part. Oh, yes, maybe, maybe you should have I tend to stick with the good old short bow, you know.
You know what? Yes, yes, yes. I will take the booms the gun. I'm sorry. Boomstick.
Everybody starts calling them a boomstick.
Boomsticks. All right.
Because he does have a short bow, so he does know how to handle a piercing weapon.
Yeah, so does Bertie, but I really feel like Bertie plus a gun is a terrible idea. Like, comedy aside, this rabbit should not be allowed to have firearms.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the D&D stat block for heavy crossbows then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
Does Count Truckula want to have a boomstick, or is Truckula good?
Truckula is good. Also, what did you find by sniffing the vents?
Ooh, yes.
When you're sniffing the vent, you smell like animals, and it's like the typical like mouse or rat, and you also smell feathers. You probably smell a bit of blood, and yeah, just like a whiff of that chemical, but like it's not very strong at the moment. It's anything that's in there is kind of covered up with like the fresh scent of like feathers, something feathery, and something blood. So you don't know if like something.
Guys, well, somebody's definitely using those to transport, but it doesn't seem near us at the moment.
No, it doesn't. And
Well, we'll keep it noted as a point of egress and ingress. Aha, since the snare is in place, perhaps we ought to advance.
okay, so I'm guessing you probably go out the doors, back out into the hallway.
I mean, very, very cautiously, like sticking the head out first and sort of being stealthy about it.
It's like imagine it's Truckula, then it's Bertie, and then somehow Coulson is on the very top, looking out.
Oh, we're doing a toon stack? Yeah, absolutely.
Toon stack.
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah.
Like,
I'm also going to say that since this is likely a heavy crossbow, since it is technically a heavy crossbow, the gun probably has a strap to make it easier to carry, so he did that to throw it over his shoulder.
yeah.
That way he can still have at least one hand free.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, it's almost 10 pounds from what I read up on them. But yeah, so they all have straps on them, and you got like 20 shots. So yeah, and so I'm guessing you peek out into the hallway, and the lights out here are actually out, and you see the bit of you would see a bit of glass on the floor, but if you want to make a perception check.
I don't
And
think
everything's
Coulson ever
immediately
put his...
illuminated by Truckula's headlights.
Oh, that's right, Truckula. Perfect. Okay, so you guys won't need to roll. You see... Oh,
Damn, and just when I finally got a 22. Anyway, carry on.
Okay, I was gonna say, okay, you see...
You can keep the perception.
Yeah, we'll use it later. You see the glass on the ground, and from the perception, Bertie, you could tell that this is from the lights itself. So the lights have been taken out. So you're back in darkness again, with the exception of your lanterns.
Ah, yes, I can turn that on finally. I say, chaps, looks like sabotage.
Sabotage?
Yeah, and it looks like it's sabotage that's been going on here for a while.
And so I'm assuming you guys probably step out.
Yeah.
Yep. Toon sneak style.
As you step out, you still hear sounds coming from like down the hallways or somewhere else in another room. You hear like something like moving. You hear like faint sound of someone like yelling or talking or crying, and then often they get cut out.
I hate that. I hate the crying and being cut out. The screaming somehow is less bad than crying.
In a terrifying situation, yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Should we roll stealth to make sure that the thing that we're hunting doesn't catch us first?
I would love to do that, personally.
Alright.
Sound good to you?
Yeah. You guys
Almighty
can roll
DM?
whatever. Yes, you guys can roll whatever it is you feel you need to.
Okay, stealth. Plus 10, please. Please be good. 20. I'll take it.
Yes.
Dirty 20.
Oh my heavens, I have to verify this with a picture.
Nat 20?
Yes!
Cool! We finally got a nat 20!
And you're about to also see my Witchlight Carnival dice.
Ooh,
Come on, cell phone.
they sound pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Also, not to labour the point, but could we have a break soon?
Oh,
my
yeah.
back hurts.
Yeah, of course. So
Thank you.
after this roll,
I feel like something significant is about to happen, so there's probably a good point at which to pause it.
Okay.
Also, I might need to go eat dinner.
Oh, yeah, no. That's a 20? The plus 7.
So maybe a bit of
Yay.
a longer break than per usual.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like a 15,
And because
20?
his stealth is a 7, that's actually a 27.
Dang. You guys are like ghosts. Just sneaking through.
For a moment, the detective seems to disappear, even though he's holding a lantern.
Just blends into the background. Alright. Okay, so did you guys want to go ahead and take a break real quick?
I'm good with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
need to
okay?
go.
I mean,
I need to go get dinner.
Okay.
how long will that take, just so we know when to come back?
Maybe 10
About
minutes?
10, 20 minutes.
Okay, it's just like, yeah, I was kind of counting
I'll try
on
to
this
be
game
quick.
being 3 hours long, because I can't go longer than 3 hours.
Alright.
So maybe a 10-minute and then a check-in at that
Is that
point?
okay? Sorry, Fluffy, I didn't know that.
I'll
was
try
coming
to
up.
eat as fast as I can.
Okay,
Okay.
go get indigestion. Okay, thank you guys. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna pause the recording here.
I'll see if I can eat at my desk, but we'll have to see.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I will leave my recording going just because I do not trust my memory to turn it back on.
100%. That's how we lost Coup de Blues. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Oh, maybe I should leave mine running then. And just...
It's up to you guys, but like that is what happened with Coup de Blues. That's how we lost it. So, the
Oh.
curse. We don't want the curse.
I'll just leave mine going.
And yeah, I'll be back in 5, 10 minutes. Did we say 10? Yeah.
10.
Okay, we'll say 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
Okay.
See you on the hour. Goodbye.
Okay, see you guys. Okay, I think we are back on again. Okay. Yay.
Yippee.
Hooray. Alright.
Oh, sorry, those came out a bit creaky.
The situation calls for it. It's fine.
Yeah, we are back in the spooky room.
Mm-hmm. So,
Spooky hallway. Intentionally
Spooky.
sabotaged lights.
mm-hmm. So,
Dastardly.
so at this point, and then, are we all ready to start again, or you guys need just a moment to like collect yourselves?
I'm good if everybody else is.
Right. Okay.
I think I'm all ready to go.
Let's see. My detective got a nat 20 on his stealth. which means
Oh
that
yeah,
he got
we're
a
being stealthy
27.
as fuck.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
everybody rolled very well here.
Truckula's not gonna stealth at all.
Really? Okay.
Well, firstly, he has disadvantage on stealth because of his idling engine.
Oh.
Mm,
Ah,
And secondly, he's too busy checking for smells.
fair enough. Okay.
And
You
don't worry,
brave
we'll both be
Oh,
stealthy for him and ambush anything that tries to get him.
Yeah.
uh,
You take the right and I'll
Yeah,
take the
that's-
left. What?
unfortunately, it wasn't a great roll. I think he got some dust up his nose because I rolled a 9.
Oh.
Oh no.
Ah.
He probably sneezed, and it just sounds kind of like this echo throughout the building.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, and it sounds also a bit like a car backfiring as well. So
Oh yeah. Yep. There's a sneeze, and
Oh,
then
wow.
the car backfiring.
Oh, for context, how Bertie hides and does stealth is this: like he takes his body apart and becomes things that are around the room, like the environment that he's in. So
That's cool.
you can use your imagination for what that means in this situation.
Probably some kind of
Yeah.
bird decoration.
Yeah,
you
what?
also see some smoke. You also see some smoke coming out the little tubes on the side of. I forgot what they're called on cars, but those tubes.
I think they're mufflers? No, not mufflers.
Or exhaust pipes. You see
That's the
smoke come
word.
out of the exhaust pipes on his head.
Yeah. Coulson basically, since he's holding a hidden lantern, he basically turns it down to dim the light and he just seemingly vanishes. It's suddenly just, or you can faintly see him because it's not you that he's hiding from, but it's suddenly really, really hard to pick him out in the darkness.
Mm.
Dang.
Meanwhile, Truckula has sneezed and backfired.
That's
Thanks
probably
for
one of the
taking
things
all
that
the
helps
attention
them.
away from us.
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why they're able to be so stealthy.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's gonna be looking
Sorry,
at Truckula.
Truckula.
Everyone's gonna look at Truckula.
I mean, something tells me they would have immediately been looking at him anyways. No offense.
The headlights.
The size.
Yeah, the headlights, and also he's giant, and a car.
That too.
Yeah, he's big boy. Also, but yeah, when he sneezes, the little headlights like blink on and off, off and on,
Oh gosh.
because he has to close his eyes to sneeze.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. So, I'm guessing you guys stealthily and maybe not so stealthily make your way down the hall. Probably pausing at like every sound that you hear or any sound you think you hear. Keeping an eye up of things above you and things ahead of you, and probably try to keep an ear out for anything behind you. Cause
Yeah, should we be rolling perception
I mean-
as well?
I mean, if you'd like to. I'm just saying, like in the situation, your senses are probably gonna be like everywhere.
True.
Basically,
so
we're paranoid.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like just
twitchy as fuck.
the situation kind of calls for it. You're just like, flinching or stopping at every sound that you think you hear. You're like maybe occasionally looking
Okay,
over your
well.
shoulder.
I got a 22, if that means anything in this situation.
Okay, I'll roll again.
And those for
Truckula sneezing and making a loud noise probably didn't help.
Yeah.
well, for the
Yeah, is anything like
Let's-
heading towards Truckula because of that?
so far you don't hear anything yet. Maybe the occasional like crashing in the background or something dropping like in the distance. Though you do
Meanwhile,
notice,
the rogues are hyper aware.
Yeah. You do hear some like creaking and maybe some faint thumping. And you're not certain at this point if like something is like coming towards you or if maybe you're being observed or circled.
Well, I got a 17, so on my
But I
perception.
mean, So you hear that, but I'll say with your perception, you also notice, like as you're walking, the exhibits are right next to you, and almost all of the glass has been shattered outward.
Mm.
So
Okay, that's.
Hmm?
So the birds are broken out from the exhibit things?
Something had broken out. There's no birds in there anymore.
This is a question that
Anyone
I'm
else
asking.
think that's kind of weird? Truckula says as he points out the glass broken out. Like, if it was after the birds, wouldn't have it gone in?
I was about to say, considering that Coulson is a detective and he got that 22 on his perception, would he know if the glass was inside or outside? Like, was someone breaking into the exhibits and taking the birds, or were the birds breaking out? Like, is the glass on the inside or the outside?
It's on the outside, and I would say, it's fairly obvious because there's so much glass that's just been smashed out. It's just piled onto the ground outside of it, along with the glass from the lights.
Are there any
Glad I
events
changed
that
the
lead
heavy-duty
directly in-
tires. Sorry.
No, you were doing a bit. I hate interrupting a bit. I was just asking, are there vents that lead into the previously sealed glass container cages? Like, is that how something could have got in to break out? Because if it's not that, then it was the birds that broke out, which is kind of whack.
Each one has a vent coming down into it, because to pump air, fresh air into it. Some birds probably need different types of air, due to the environment that they live in. So, so it's
okay.
Yeah, so some of the vents look like they're still intact. Some of them look like they've been pulled off. But not a whole lot of damage has been done to them. You probably see a bunch of scratch marks, but at this point, it looks like almost all of them have been broken out of. I mean, you might pass one or two that's still intact. You can't see inside of it, though.
Yeah. Coulson's eyes are narrowing suspiciously because he remembers the note about the birds disappearing, and his thought is, are we at ground zero of a robbery? And a significant one at that.
Are we?
I think Bertie is thinking in the direction of monster, because Bertie, unbeknownst to these two, has a history with large, spooky, eldritch horror type abominations. So, he's very alert right now, even though he's sort of, trying to keep up his chipper disposition. Aha! But, this is, big trouble. And also, people kept screaming and then going quiet. That doesn't kind of correlate to a robbery for him.
Yeah,
Truckee also
probably...
actually has the same thoughts.
Yeah.
Or at least very similar ones.
Yeah. That's probably the only thing from keeping him from actually saying out loud, is this a robbery? Because robbery would not include screaming unless there was banks and hostages.
Mm-hmm.
And this doesn't feel like that. This is a bird sanctuary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What would you want with a bird
even
sanctuary?
with that 22, we can't see any movement. There's no sound of a particular locus of activity we can head towards to.
Well, as you get closer to as you go further up the hallway, there is a large vent against the wall, and there is some sounds coming out of it. It's faint, but I'll say with your perceptions and already your nerves are kind of everywhere, and your senses are already pretty heightened. You'd probably hear some noise coming out from there. And the vent itself looks like it's pretty weak, so...
Okay, chaps, I have an idea, but I might need help getting that vent off the cover, the thing, very quietly.
You had me until you said quietly.
Well, I suppose, at this point, to hell with it. Can you just take it off?
Okay, Truckula's gonna go forward, dig his claws into the edge, and try to rip the entire thing off.
All right. I'd say it's pretty weak and flimsy, and Truckula, you're a big guy. I mean, you're a vehicle. So yeah, you pull it. It starts like creaking. It's bending. You're pulling on it, and suddenly the glass from one of the exhibits behind you is smashed, and something very large lumbers out from it.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah,
we
Coulson's
rolling-
immediately gonna shine his lantern on that, thanks.
Okay. Well, you shine your lantern at it. It's the best thing I could describe this as is something of a pterodactyl. But if it was made by someone who's never seen or heard of a pterodactyl and was told to create one as they were given a description of it.
As someone who works in a museum, it's pronounced pterodactyl.
Sorry, pterodactyl. My bad.
Sorry to be pedantic.
No, it's okay. Oh, yeah, so it's...
Oh, that's concerning.
Mhm.
Well, in the case that this is not actually a pterodactyl, maybe it is a pterodactyl.
Maybe.
or pterodactyl.
I mean...
Oh, paras and parrot, I get it.
Mm-hmm. It is something. It is a twisted form of whatever it is.
Yeah, you said it sounded like someone made it based off of the description without ever actually seeing the thing itself. So yeah, it really don't look right. Yeah.
And
Yeah, he does not look... Yeah, Coulson's not happy. Coulson immediately has every hair on his body standing up.
For incredibly tactical reasons, Bertie is going to hide.
Turn into a flower pot.
Truckula is immediately going to go into a fighting stance.
Yay! Alright, I'll just roll to do stealth then real quick. 16, not my best. I mean, I was kind of just standing there.
Engine revving.
Aggressively.
What was the word? Engine revving.
Threateningly?
Menacingly. There we go.
Alright, well, this thing, just like a pterodactyl or a parodactyl, whatever you want to call it, it's dragging itself along with its wings. As you could see, it's too malformed for it to fly, and its legs seem to be a bit too small for it to use, so it's dragging itself by its wings, and its neck, its head is flopping from side to side, and it seems its neck is too weak to kind of support its head at the moment, and it's just kind of dragging its beak, then flicking it over to the other side, kind of dragging itself forward. It flicks it again, and it catches its beak against the wall, and now you see there is a not so beady eye, red eye, looking down at you as the beak, which is now lined with jagged, crooked teeth, is like clanking very aggressively at you as it stares at you.
Trucky is going to rev up and charge it.
Yeah, go Trucky!
Oh gosh. Well,
So I take it we're rolling initiative now?
I mean, if you want, but that vent is still open. You don't have to fight it, but it's a choice if you guys want to.
I mean, I'd ask quickly, does a 16 successfully hide? It's not that high, but I'm not sure.
I'm gonna say yes, cause
Cool, awesome.
Too bad Truckula is already gonna do a ram attack.
Yeah, no, I think it's initiative time, baby.
Yeah.
And
Roll
does a
initiative.
16 hit? Does a 16 hit?
a 6.
Well, we gotta do initiative first, right?
Well, yeah.
Or is that a surprise round?
Well, Truckula's
I would
already
say-
on his
so
way,
I
so
guess-
maybe roll after he.
maybe I guess we could consider that a surprise attack because I wasn't expecting anyone to just kind of like lunge at it at this point.
Yeah,
this is
Coulson's
just
not
a
hiding,
surprise
but he
round.
is definitely picking up the gun to basically back Truckula. But he is definitely edging towards that vent nonetheless.
Well-
He's just also going to be holding the gun and aiming as best he can.
Well, I'm gonna.
Mhm.
I guess I could say.
Oh, so my
since-
initiative is 17, but does a 16 hit the thing?
What does a 16 hit? And yes, it does actually. I'm gonna go ahead and call this a surprise attack because it probably also wasn't expecting its prey to just kind of body slam it.
Try eating
Okay,
a truck.
let's-
Yeah, seriously. So I would say that
Where are
you-
my D8s?
I would say yeah, you hit it, you knock it back like pretty far, almost like back into its enclosure.
Yeah, but I'm doing a ram attack, so that's 2d8.
Oh, okay.
That nearly rolled off my desk. Ugh, rolled low. 5 plus 3. So that's 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, 8 bludgeoning.
Not the best roll.
Well,
Hey,
it's
it's not
fine. Yeah. It feels that it is not happy. And oh, guys, give me like 2 seconds. I got a phone call going.
Oh, the time.
Okay.
Hi, hello.
Coulson
Feel
got a
bad
good
'cause
initiative.
DM makes a horror game and we're just like, I attack the monster. It's like, of course we attack the monsters. We're toons.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
his initiative and he got really well, which tells me that he's going to get something very, very bad later on for the next initiative.
Mm.
Ah, why do I
But-
get a nat 20 for my initiative? That's. Ah, well. God damn it. Of
The
all
dice are
times to roll.
bullying you, Maud.
They really are, but it's fine. It's Bertie. He's the comic relief. That's supposed to happen.
Well,
But yeah,
it
I'm
does
gonna be
make sense
playing
because his
Quackwell.
first. Yeah. It does make sense though, because his first instinct was to hide, which means that
Yeah,
he can just act whenever.
that's the whole idea. He bravely runs away, as with Brave Sir Robin in the Monty Python film.
He bravely runs away. He bravely runs away.
Yeah, but also rogues. Tactically, it is the right move to make. There is also a backstory-related reason why he fights like this now, but y'all haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
Gotta level
Meanwhile,
up your
Coulson is
friendship
just
here.
like, I'm not going to just sit back and let someone else do the fighting, even if I would rather do that.
I am
but
still
he-
so glad that you took the gun, because it would have been just an absolute disaster to let this hare have that thing.
And technically, due to his backstory that I picked of him formerly working for the government before he decided to leave, he has been trained to use a gun.
Yeah.
He doesn't own any, although admittedly I did, if I said that if he ever had like a crossbow or something like that, I would basically flavor it as gun, but
Okay, I'm so sorry about that. I'm not expecting.
We rolled initiative while you were gone. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine. See, I guess I also need to roll initiative for my monster. See, and it's just a regular D20, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. I think I did that wrong. So it's an exclamation point.
Oh, you time to write. I think
Hmm?
the bot's just not responding.
Oh.
it's exclamation point R space and
Oh,
then the
yeah.
dice.
Sorry,
Point.
yeah.
R. Exclamation point R space.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the D20. Whoops. No.
Unless you're making it do math for you, and then you just do the math.
Okay. I'm probably gonna get this wrong again, but yep. Oh wait.
Yay!
11.
Yay.
Wait,
Oh,
where'd
cool.
it-
We both go first. Yay.
So,
And
Bless you.
Truckula's was a 17, right?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
so I guess
I,
my
don't, I,
I
I
guess my
can't see
monster
it,
goes
so I'm going to
last.
say yes.
Fluff's been rolling with physical dice.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
I'm smart. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I just make mine do the math. That way I can have the notes in the bot chat.
Yeah, I like being able to refer back to it. Okay.
Okay, well,
So
do you guys fight
see
in
that
this thing or?
Oh fuck yeah! If I'm allowed to go first because I rolled a nat 20.
All right, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, Bertie is going to pop up out of whatever bush or behind a trash can that he's like mimic turned into, and fire off a shot from his short bow. So that's oh my god, I've just done this instruction and I still can't remember what I'm supposed to do. D20 plus 7 to try and hit. Does a 24 hit?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Jeez.
Okay, it's not a huge amount, but it's
No.
something. D6 plus 4. Okay. Plus 4. It's a 5. Oh, and I get a sneak attack bonus. I need to roll that too.
Nice.
Hold on. That's 3d6. 3d6. Okay, so that's 16 hit points of damage. And as his bonus action, he's going to hide again. So I'm going to roll stealth. 16, which passed first time, so hopefully that's still good. So yeah, he just pops up, says, "Yikes!" Fires up a shot, twing, and then disappears. Turns into something else. I don't even know what is available in this environment for him to turn into.
Probably a trash can or maybe a wall light that's not working.
Yeah, he's got his hooded lantern, so he turns himself into a wall light this time. Just, change it up a bit.
Yeah. Oh man. So
Okay, that means next is Coulson, and he's still got the shotgun, which is basically a heavy crossbow.
Mhm.
So he's going to follow the gun training he's gotten, and he's going to basically drop one knee to steady, and he's going to take aim and shoot at it with the shotgun.
Cool.
See, I think for this one, I'm just gonna even do the dice roll just because I would feel safer doing that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Ah. Dang it.
Bad.
Yeah.
Good work.
Oh.
I don't see any on my end.
Well,
Oh.
I rolled it physical dice.
Oh. Okay.
Does a 10 hit?
A 10 does not hit.
Ah, he misses.
You miss it.
It
Just miss it by a couple inches. It probably was like moving around too much. Like it's struggling to get back up. Its head's kind of flailing around. So yeah, I
He's
guess
probably also trying to not accidentally shoot Truckula,
yeah.
who just body slammed it.
That's true. So there was somebody in the way, and this thing is kind of twitching around. So too much movement, nothing to really focus on at the moment. And it's also reeling from being like assaulted suddenly twice, like in a row.
Yeah, he's still very much anxious, but there's definitely a moment where he kind of clicks his tongue unhappily. Wait,
No.
wait a minute, I just remembered a thing.
Hmm?
I just remembered something.
Did you need to roll for something or? Oh. Okay. So.
Remind me, does an attack roll technically count as an ability check?
Doesn't account.
Or am I just running a brain blank?
Doesn't
Do you mean you want to do an ability check as well as that? Because I think, yeah, it depends. It's DM's discretion. Like, so if you wanted to do that and then roll investigation, it might not be possible. I don't know.
No, I was just trying to remember if attacks counted as ability check. Because if they don't, then the thing that I thought I could do, I just realized I couldn't do.
I'm not entirely
Oh.
sure what you mean by that. But...
Yeah.
It's for the specific type of rogue he is.
Okay. So I was trying to rack my brain, like, is that? I can't remember.
Is an ability check an action, is the question, because an attack is an action. So if an ability check is also an action, then it's not possible. But if it's a bonus action, it's possible.
Okay. I mean, I'm not entirely sure, so I'm gonna say, like, okay, you can go ahead and do that. I'm, like, way too lenient, but yeah, I mean...
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Go ahead. You said it's for your type of rogue that you are?
Yes. He can do a thing where if he fails a check, he can roll a special die and add it and potentially turn the failure into a success, but only if...
Yeah, no, that's a different thing. Like, a check is
Yeah.
different from an attack.
Yeah, thank you. I was just running a brain blank, and I just saw a thing I could have done that I didn't do. Oh well, I can save that for the next round.
Yeah. Okay, so I think...
But, yeah, I'm gonna make that the end of his turn. Because he can only do, like, one attack.
Okay. Alright, so I think... So that's, was that everybody's turn?
Yes. Unless...
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Rolled
I don't think
initiative.
I've gone yet.
Okay, yeah. You rammed
Yeah.
it, but you haven't gone yet.
Yeah, that was the surprise round.
Yes. That was the start. Okay.
Which means now it's time for his actual first turn. But not his surprise attack.
Okay. So, I can take two attacks per action. First attack. That is 18 to hit.
18, and yeah, that'll hit. So, roll for damage. Let's see.
That is 8 slashing.
Okay, so 8. Alright.
Well, that wasn't a proper roll.
You guys are taking a number on my...
Second attack. That is a 21 to hit.
Yep. Geez, you guys are like, would be able to survive any horror situation.
We have no sense of self-preservation. We're toons.
And another 7 slashing damage.
Oh, wow. You're like shaving this off.
Yippee!
Let me just see if I can do a... Can I do a blood curse?
Yes, Blood Hunter.
That's
Yes. Right. Where do you see it? I don't know whether blood curses are actions or bonus.
I think they count as bonus actions. I think they count as bonus
Yeah, I'm
actions.
trying to find that on my sheet. Oh yeah, here we go.
Jeez, you guys might just end up killing this thing before it could even do anything. Not that you probably wanted to do anything. That's probably why you're trying to kill it.
Well, I mean, if there's another problem around the corner, we don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, now you know, like, what you could be facing. So we'll just see if Truckula is able to,
Like, for some reason, it doesn't have the one curse on my. Hold on, let me just find the.
Okay. Well, I would say like
Let me
as
just find the blood curse.
well, I could say like as it's going on, like,
Table.
well, what do you other two guys like feel about this? As Truckula's ready his potential attack.
Oh, you mean like emotionally?
Yeah, like what do you guys like? What's going on in your heads? How are you feeling?
Bertie very rarely has anything going on in his head. He's very much on fight-flight instinct right now. He's sort of like, yeah, taking stock of this thing. It's not nearly as scary as the thing from his past. So he's relieved that it isn't that. But he's also like aware that this thing is clearly a problem because of all of the screaming that was happening before. So he's gonna take it seriously.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna use blood curse of bloated agony.
Oh wow.
Fearful name.
Yeah.
So, as a bonus action, I curse a creature that I can see within 30 feet of you, causing its body to swell until the end of your next turn. For the duration, the creature has disadvantage on strength checks and dexterity checks, and takes 1d8 necrotic damage if it makes more than one attack during its turn.
Oh jeez.
And that ends my turn.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
what were you gonna say about your character? Like how's he feeling?
Have you ever seen that picture of a bird? Little yellow bird with this great big behind it?
Great big what? Sorry, I think I cut out there.
Ah, as in screaming.
Oh.
Yeah. He is outside being very calm and cool. Internally, he is a screaming bird because, okay, this is not normal. That is not natural. They're considering all of the things that have broken out. Is this the only one? Oh God, this probably isn't the only one.
Hmm.
No, you're getting the
And
sense
it's just
it's not.
screaming bird inside of his head while trying to make sure that no one dies. Because no one is running. In fact, the one person who did run decided to run towards the beastie instead of away from it. If he was by himself, he probably would have bailed in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, in a
But he is not by himself. He needs to make sure that no one dies, thank you.
in a survival situation, yeah, you probably want to run, or at least some people would want to run. So yeah, no,
Some people with common
totally,
sense.
you're totally valid in your feelings. And don't mind the noise. I think my cats are chasing each other behind me. Speaking of running, though, considering how you guys just kind of wailed on this thing, I'm going to say it's gonna make a retreat. It's gonna like try to back away. Cause
Wow, we scared the monster.
you scared. Well, he got hit with a truck, like, and cursed,
yeah.
shot at,
Mm.
and got a.
It had a blood curse.
I got
cast on
hit by
it.
a curse.
I mean, I think the role is reversed. I think the monster found itself in a horror situation.
Now I'm starting to feel guilty. We bullied the monster.
I mean, I felt bad when I heard about the head dragging until I remembered the horror elements of this thing does not look right.
I mean, it still doesn't look right. It's still like dragging itself around. Like this thing looks. Yeah, okay, it's already
And
been
now
cursed.
it's swollen like a common. But now it's like swollen like a balloon.
Yeah, it's swelling up. It looks half dead. It's half its feathers are missing. It looks. Yeah, like it looks.
I mean,
it
I
looks pretty
suppose if it's-
miserable.
If it's retreating and all of what you just described, can we like make an insight or a nature check on like figuring out what we're looking at? Because it seems like this is an opportunity.
Yeah, you can. You have an opportunity.
What would you ask for us to roll for that? Sort of identifying what this thing is?
I guess perception or would investigation be better?
Investigation, maybe, because you were trying to figure out something is and not just notice where something is going.
That's right.
Yeah. I have plus nothing to investigation. Let's go! An 18! Wow, I did not see that coming.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yo.
Yo. Alright. And as
He's a detective. What did
Yeah.
you expect?
I mean, it should probably almost be a given at this point. Does Truckula want to roll? Or does he probably not care?
He's a bit in, like, battle mode at the moment, so...
So he's just, like, glaring at it, making sure...
He's probably... He's gonna be rolling an intimidation, because he's like... I'm gonna roll intimidation, because, you know... He's just being very growly roar at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 16 for intimidation.
Okay, well... Let me check it. Okay, well... You don't... Okay, you don't intimidate it, but you're pretty close. So it is getting the message that you are, like, threatening it. And you've already heard it, so... like, it's not scared, but it is aware that you can cause injuries. And as for the other two, you rolled 18. Okay, so, yes, you just reached that. So you both realize that you've seen this thing before. The black and gray feathers, the long beak. Yeah, you've seen this bird type before. It was the kinfisher.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Whoa.
I say, he looks rather different, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, dear.
At least,
Oh, dear.
at least
Oh,
30
dear.
times its size. Yeah.
Just a tad different. Something to do with the face. Can't quite put my finger on it.
Well, for starters, it's 30 times the size it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you bring that up, that is a bit deucedly odd, yes.
Yeah, so, yeah, this was a bird. So you realize that, and it is, okay, I'm gonna say it's backing away from you for now. So you guys have, so it's not attacking, so you guys have a choice here. Do you want to keep going? Or do you want do you want to pick something else?
So,
I
do we
feel
either
like
want to keep fighting or do we want to bail?
Yes, you
I
have
feel
a
like
choice of
the
doing
detective is like the natural leader of this, so Bertie's going to defer to, his superior officer. So he's looking to the PI for instructions, like a good soldier.
Oh, God.
I mean, the vent is
Not
open.
only is he the brain cell, he's been given responsibility. Oh, God.
I
Sorry.
mean, you're the shortest of the group, but hey, you've got the lead here.
Short king, short king.
Mm-hmm. Short king.
He's giving me bail.
Bail?
Because there are still people in danger, and this thing, at the very least, they have proven that they can handle this thing,
Mm-hmm.
but there is still screaming. There is still people.
Mm.
He deeply wants to find and make sure they're okay. This thing does not look like it's much of a threat anymore, with the fact that it's already had at least half of the feathers beaten off of it. So he's probably going to basically yell, "Let's go. We need to find the other people that were still here."
Okay.
And he's going to head for the vent that just got ripped open because it's the only other exit that isn't running past the bird that just smashed the mutant bird that just smashed its way into the hall.
And there is a potential of meeting whatever's moving around in the vents and presumably doing this to the bird, so we could cut the problem off at the source.
Well, that's not what he's thinking of, but he.
That's what
not-
Bertie is assuming. Bertie's just like, aha, very good initiative, Captain, lead on, and that's what he thinks Coulson's doing. So.
Okay.
But yeah.
Genius, I tell you.
Yeah. Coulson's gonna basically head for the vent. He's also very much not worried about Truckula anymore. He's seen what this monster truck can do. He is not as concerned as he was previously.
Yeah.
Although, wait, can Truckula even fit in the vent? Because if Truckula can't, I'll hang back. with
No,
Truckula.
you can all fit.
Really? Damn, it's a big vent. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a big ass vent.
Vent
Holy shit.
adventure.
It has to be.
It's Toon logic. It will fit whoever needs to get in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Toon logic.
We are the Among Us.
Yes. So, I'm guessing that you all kind of quickly file your way into the vent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, group disengage.
Presumably pulling it back.
The vent.
Yeah, presumably pulling it back, the vent back over the cover.
That would be very sensible. Is Truckula good to do that? Because I assume that Truckula's last.
Or I could just do a Toon logic
Yeah,
where
he'll follow once he sees that people are retreating, he'll follow, but he'll keep an eye on the thing to make sure it keeps its distance. Also, he will sort of like slam the vent cover closed behind the.
I imagine the Toon guy where it's like everyone files in, the last person kind of backs in, and then the vent just kind of closes by itself, just slams shut, without like having to touch it.
That's not good.
If we want to do that gag.
Okay. It's the gag. Okay.
Just a gag.
But yeah, he's got his lantern. He's gone back to having the gun slung over his shoulder, and he's moving now. He's moving, and he's very, very much focused on trying to follow the screaming, preferably the ones that haven't cut out yet.
And as you go, you turn a corner and you come to like a crossway, and just for a second, you do see something scurry by, very quickly. Like, it would not be enough for you to, like, even if you made a perception, like, you wouldn't be able to tell what it is, but, yeah, be careful. And, well...
Yeah, okay. I am going to roll perception because he has a very specific goal of finding other people. Oh. That is not one of your better rolls, man.
Can we help with that?
I mean, you guys could all roll what you need to. It's fine.
Cool. 23.
Alright, well...
He's still freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, we'll say
Fair
that
enough.
he's a little freaked out. He's his nerves are probably frayed. Like you said, he's screaming in his mind. He's probably a little preoccupied with like his own fear. if that's
Yeah,
if that's
and also he's going into a dark, cramped space, and
and they're not
this
alone.
is definitely bringing back unpleasant memories of at least one job he's had. Oh God, he didn't want to repeat this kind of thing. Oh God.
Oh, wait. I've just realized something. Hang on. I'm gonna make actually I'm gonna ask the DM what I should do here, because Bertie has a phobia of holes. Would this technically count as going into a hole?
Considering it's large enough to fit a monster
I'd say it's more like a
maybe
cave.
not. Like, yeah, okay, it's big enough.
I'd probably say it's more like a cave for you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah, that is fine.
For Truckula, it
Plus,
might be
he's also
kinda
not alone.
Yeah. For Truckula, it might be a bit of a tight squeeze just due to the size, but I mean, you can move around okay.
Yeah. Well, this is, can't say I've been into a situation like this.
Well, I think a lot of people haven't. Well,
I don't
besides
mean the
detective.
monster part.
Oh, I've been through that sort of thing before. Walking through a vent is new. Jolly roomy, isn't it?
Yeah. Kind of odd.
Maybe for you, short stack.
You get like
yeah,
a
with
half
the 20...
second of offended noise from Coulson, who is the shortest person.
Oh.
But he's also, if someone were to roll insight on him right now, they would realize, even no matter how low, that he's really freaked out right now. He's trying
Aw.
very hard to be professional, but also he's kind of wigging out a little bit.
Yes.
I don't think even Bertie would even think
But-
of rolling that because he's just assumed that Coulson is like a very sensible person who is, you know, he's a detective effectively. So gosh, he must know what he's doing. With the 23, though, have we got any extra clues of where we should head next?
With the
I was about to say, I decided to roll a sniff perception
okay.
just to see if I can find the trail of the chemicals in the vents since we're in there, and I rolled a 17 plus my perception is a 21.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coulson got the 12s because he was trying to find people, which means whatever the others are looking for is the one that they're going to hear because he got a 12. He's not hearing people, and that is
Concern.
potentially one of the things that's making him stress out so much. Like no people other than the two with him.
Yeah. So I'll say okay. So, alright. Since you had a low roll, but even with you, Colton, you could smell chemicals in
Coulson.
here. Coulson, sorry.
It's alright.
You could smell chemicals in here, and for Truckula and Bertie, you rolled. You rolled 23. You can smell it too, and you can also pick up the scent of blood within the air.
So chemicals and blood.
That's not good.
Yeah, and it's
Never one of my
pretty
favorite
strong
scents.
in here, which is surprising.
I think Bertie does the whole like sort of reassembles his body to resemble a bloodhound and does like the pointing thing that dogs do. Sort of like there's a blood trail headed this way, Captain.
Alright.
And I'm smelling those chemicals too.
Yeah, this
That too. Yes.
yeah, it's probably taken over like your whole sense of smell. Like it's either really good or it's really bad because it could be blocking out anything else like that's in here. Just because how strong it is. And well, I would say okay, so you follow your bloodhound, and you come to that crossways, and onto your right, you see it almost looks like a dead end, but from that dead end, you see something has broken through, and on the other side is another pipe. And then that's where the smell is coming from, the chemical smell. And you also would see, I won't make you roll for this because it's pretty obvious. There's yes, there is blood stains around that opening, and there's a tattered apron laying halfway out of it.
No, the cookie baker. Oh, I'm sad now. That sucks.
Well, you don't
Right,
know who
Bertie's
it belonged
definitely
to.
like on the sort of vengeance bend now. Like the cookie master. We must save the damsel.
Yes, we
Well,
definitely
that's
need
where
to
the
go
chem
that way.
trail leads anyway, so let's see if we can squeeze in, or at least if I can squeeze in.
Right. Well, whatever came
Yeah,
out of there is
Coulson's
pretty
actually going to do something a little bit weird. Is that he's actually going to shove his rifle a little further back, so that he definitely has one hand that's free, and he's also opening up his lantern more because he'd turned it down earlier to be stealthy. But now he's turning it up so that make it easier to see, and he's definitely heading for that vent now.
Right. So
It's a mystery vent!
Well, we've got to follow like wherever the trail goes. So I don't know if we're supposed to go into the pipe or if we're supposed to go down the other crossroads in this vent. I haven't got a great visual map of what's happening here.
okay. So you
It was implied the blood trail was headed for the vent, right? Because that's where, or the pipe, because that's where the apron was.
yes.
Yeah.
And the apron probably belongs to the employees, which means going the other way probably is not going to help us find whoever that apron belonged to.
Yeah.
No, probably not. Though I say like so as you move on, I won't make you roll, but there is some paper sticking out of one of the pockets, you know, of this apron. Yes.
Yeah, Coulson's definitely gonna kneel down and look at it.
And it's
Very gently pull it out and unfold it if it's folded.
it's actually a few papers. They have been torn and they are covered with yes, a red substance that kind of blocked out some of it. But you see, it's a letter of concern. Somebody was again writing to a manager saying like, "Hey, I noticed blank. There is something blank. The smell of blank blank, and I have blank. So, and then the rest of it is cut off, and the underneath that was a very mangled map. It looks like of the vent system, and you realize that there's actually a separate vent system going on. So there was vents going to the birds, and there was vents going to like the employee office. And if you show that to Truckula, you'd realize why the smell of chemical was so faint in the break room versus in here, because whatever was in these vents were being transported to other areas. And then underneath that is a torn photo of a young man in sunglasses. He's standing before a building that you could just see the word labs on it, and the rest of it has been torn off.
I don't
Well,
like
that's
this.
not a good sign.
Oh joy. Illegal science. Yay. Just what I don't like.
I say, chaps, this is just a small thought experiment, but owing to the fact that I think we've all deduced that strange bird thing that was not a bird back there was one of the former birds that we did actually see, sort of transformed into that thing. What happens if the same thing happens to a person, do you think?
You're actually not sure.
There is this look that passes over Coulson's face. It's not a good look. Then he just kind of answers, I don't want to answer that because I really don't like what my answer would be. And he's very
Yeah,
carefully
I think
folding them up and sticking them in his hammer space.
Yeah, I don't think we should think about that for now.
You're right. I'm probably exaggerating the situation. It's probably avian only sort of a chemical transformation thing that's eaten whoever made those lovely cookies. I really do want to get on with finding them if they are still alive. That would be really, really top hole, you know.
Okay. So,
Yes, you are completely correct. And instead of rolling perception or investigation for this one, let's see. Actually, I am going to roll investigation.
okay.
I'm going to roll investigation specifically to find a trail to follow. Is that all right?
Yeah, you could roll what you need.
Oh. Now, really? Oh, now you decide to be mean to me, Dice.
Oh no, really?
Admittedly, he's got a very good modifier, but still.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
a natural one.
Oh.
Yeah, he's rattled. He's rattled. He
Mm.
dealt with a bad thing before. He dealt with a bad thing happening to people before. This is different and also in an environment that's a lot harder to track in.
Yes, definitely. Like if.
But he is going to basically just go down the pipe because that is the closest he has to a solid lead.
Okay. And I assume.
And he's definitely shining his hooded lantern in front of him.
I assume everyone's following.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, Truckula is kind of following while still following his nose.
Oh,
For as
it's
much
still
as
in the
you can
same
smell.
direction.
yeah. Oh,
Yes.
looks like. Oh yeah. We gotta wrap this up pretty quick too. It's getting there.
We
Okay.
can always. We might need to break it into two. I don't want to cut your game short.
Well, you guys are getting pretty close. If you just want to hang on just a little bit longer, Modmad.
Yeah,
Unless you.
sure.
Okay. Okay.
No. I'm game to game.
Okay. Well, you come up to the end of a vent, and it's very faint light coming from the outside of it. And I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, as you all come up to this vent, you hear a creaking sound, and the vent just, I'm gonna say, it drops and it lands on the ground, and you all kind of like roll out from it.
Ow! Did we take fall damage? That's.
It's a gag, so I'm just saying no, you won't take damage from this. I don't want to hurt you guys too much.
I mean, so far, Coulson is untouched.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we're all untouched. Actually, we're pretty good.
I mean, if you want to
We'll
roll
tumble
fall
out of this
damage,
fallen vent.
No,
No,
no.
no, it's cool. If you don't want to give us fall damage, that's fine. I was just asking.
and you roll out, and you realize you look like you're in some kind of control room. At least that's what it seems like, because there's a few flashing lights, but there is no actual lights like going on like above you.
Oh no, are there buttons?
There are buttons.
Oh no, why have you put Bertie in a room with buttons? He wants to press buttons. If somebody stopped the rabbit from pressing buttons, he's going to do it.
Anyone want to stop him?
If I'm going
If Truckula notices him, he'll immediately like extend his arm and like hug him at his body. Is like, that's probably not a good idea.
Oh, but they're so shiny, and look, that one's all blinky, and there might be a big red one. Don't you want to hit a big red button? I've always wanted to hit a big red button.
Trust me, it's never a good idea to hit the big red button.
Good or fun?
Alright. Well, okay.
Neither.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Coulson is investigating to, one, figure out what this room is, and two, figure out what these buttons are, because if it's an emergency open all the doors and get everyone out button, he will hit it.
Well, you see a big flashing button, and you also see like a message on a screen. The message that reads like, error, lockdown, 50%, cancel, yes or no.
Oh. Cancel?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, cancel the lockdown. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, he will hit the button to cancel everyone being locked inside of this building.
Including the monster, potentially?
Oh, no, you have a point.
Bertie isn't saying this. This is me being very out of character.
You are correct, though, and you're making me stop because Coulson is smart, and I am following impulse. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Big red button, shiny.
Do you also notice a light switch? Looks like emergency lights. I'd say, like, if you want.
Yeah, lights would be good.
What is the flashing button? What is the flashing button? With the 22, does he get what the flashing button is?
That is for the yes.
Can he
or
logic
no.
out what the flashing button is?
Yeah, that is for to cancel the lockdown or the malfunction lockdown. So like half the doors are open and the other half are locked. So you could cancel the whole thing.
Okay. Coulson is now muttering to himself. Okay. This is a control room. There's a malfunction lockdown, emergency backup lights. And he's basically muttering what he's figuring out everything is.
Well, what's everyone else doing?
I mean, Bertie's being held captive to prevent him from pressing big red buttons, so I don't think I can do anything. He's just sort of squirming.
Aw.
Sorry, I need to go to the bathroom.
Oh,
Be right back.
That's-
Mm.
If we're hitting pause, I might as well do the same.
Okay. Just take a 5-minute break, I guess, while
Yeah,
our
or like
detective
2
tries to
minutes,
figure out.
whatever it won't take long.
Okay. All right, we can go ahead and take
Yes,
just a
it will
little.
give me a moment to make myself as smart as my detective. Hold on.
Yeah, no, go for it. I'm also gonna take a quick break then. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll probably yap at myself for a little bit.
Okay.
I think out loud, I cannot help it. That is the greatest flaw of picking a smart character, is because often you end up writing a character who's smarter than you, and you have to figure out how the heck to be smart. That is so hard. Okay. Come on, brain. Be so smart. Come on, brain. Think big thoughts. Meanwhile, everyone is alone with me for a little bit. Hi! Is everyone having fun? I hope y'all are having fun. Hmm. Oh, good.
Okay, I'm back.
There's at least one audience member who's having fun. It's nice to have that confirmed.
I'm back.
What? What?
Hi.
I just got back. Hello.
Oh, I just got back too.
I was babbling a little bit to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Babbling.
Bubbles.
Yay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have thought of at least one thing that he would probably look for. That, if this was a control room, would potentially be in there. So may I ask if he can find the thing? Which is some kind of intercom system. If this is a control room or at least a security room, there might be intercoms to basically send an alert out to the building. Like if something breaks and you need to tell people to not go to X area as the employees clean it or what have you.
Yeah, that's
That's
totally
good point.
valid. Or send an alert to the police if there hasn't been any.
Yes, those are things that he is definitely going to look for.
Yeah.
Does he find them with his 22?
Yes, on here you can find that as emergency alert system too, and a intercom for speakers.
Yeah, in that case, he is going to hit the button for the emergency alert to the police.
Yes.
Because, yes, this definitely qualifies as an
Yes,
emergency.
which should have been activated when this all happened, but for some reason was not.
Suspicious.
Yep, and he's definitely making note of that, but he's also definitely hitting that button, flicking it on.
Okay.
And then, since half the doors are locked in the building, he's going to basically take the intercom system and list out which doors are unlocked with the announcement of, yes, I know I'm not an employee, but these are the doors that are unlocked. If it is possible for you to reach them, please vacate the building premises as quickly as possible and either go to or wait for the police to arrive.
And as you're saying this, in the distance you hear like screeching sounds as they something else or other things are also hearing your voice and probably attacking the speakers. So, like, you provided a distraction at least.
Yeah, he's probably going to at least babble on that upon coming to that particular realization, and basically says something along the lines of, I'm going to just ramble on this for a couple minutes longer to keep whatever the hell is going on focused on the speakers. If you are still able to run, take this as your opportunity and run. Also, the vents are big enough to fit an entire monster truck, and that is most certainly a safety violation. I don't know who decided to do that.
Oh no, they found me out.
OSHA not approved.
Oh great, they need to burn the building down to hide the evidence. No.
Well, he's picking something silly to complain about to, as he said, be a distraction for just a few minutes longer to give people who are hurt, who are capable and still capable of leaving, the opportunity to get the hell out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bertie's gonna wriggle out of the grasp of Truckula and sort of start looking around the room and if there's any doors leading off this place, because this room was not activated by anybody. Like, where is people? Is people around? Is there someone who's doing this on purpose?
Hey, welcome back.
Hi.
Hey.
Sorry, I saw an opportunity and I took it.
Yeah, Coulson is basically has hit the alert button for the police to basically say, hey, there's a thing happening here. Get over here now, please. And he's also pulled out the intercom for the building and is using it to tell people which of the half not locked doors are not locked, and to give them directions to get outside as quickly as possible and either find an ambulance or find the police. And he's also complaining about the size of the vents, as he thinks that the bird monsters are now attacking the speakers, and he's giving the anyone who may not have been hurt yet a distraction to get out.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing Bertie's gonna go see if he could find someone in the dark.
Well, he's looking around, but I feel like he's kind of sulking because the detective got to press the buttons and he wasn't allowed to press the buttons. So in a sulk, he's now going to turn on the light switch.
Okay, you turn on the light switch, and behind you in the dark, there's actually a lot of birds in here.
Oh, hello. Nice to see you, chaps. Are you the friendly tweet sort?
And behind you is it actually looks like an open lab. You could see the tables, the chemicals. Looks like equipment to help feed birds or patch them up. And then against all that, there are some clear containers, and there was a lot of birds in here. Some are in these containers, and some are actually outside of it. They're just perched on anything that they could sit on, and they're all just looking at you silently.
Oh.
Yeah, these are regular sized birds.
Okay.
Hello.
That was the thing I cared about.
And you could see behind them is probably another vent that's been partially opened. You wonder if someone maybe tried to open it and then suddenly got pulled away, but anyway, it seems like some of these birds who have not been infected actually kind of made their way here. It's because they've all been through this room, so they probably all remembered it as being maybe a safe place.
Okay.
So clearly someone made it unsafe based on the test tubes in the back.
Yeah, you do see a lot of test tubes, and you do see a lot of looks like vapor inside of these test tubes.
Ooh. Should we get those birds out of there, or would that risk the vapor getting to us?
The vapor is they're in their own little sections. Their
There's
own
no
little
birds in it.
jars.
Release the birds.
Yeah, I mean the birds.
Truckula is gonna sort of sniff around, see if he can detect the chemical he's been detecting all the time.
This is where it's kind of coming from, though. It's not in the room. It's this is where it was being made.
Okay, so it was made here and now it's not here.
Yeah,
so
it's all been
taken from
pumped
here.
out somewhere else.
Ugh.
I mean, there's always a chance it could
Well,
come
we
back.
found the lab of Dr. Jekyll. Now where's Mr. Hyde?
Very witty, what? Anybody want to give me a hand with these birds? I feel bad having them all cooped up in there. So yeah, Bertie's gonna, I don't know, do animal handling? Try and let the rest of the birds out?
Then, yeah, you could totally do that. I mean, they're just simple cages. They're not like locked up. You need a key for it. It's just cage. You put them in
okay.
there. You put a thing on it, and then you could just unhook it.
Fine. He goes around throwing open the doors and like, be free, my little sweet friends. Go forth into the world.
I imagine they all probably like land on him because he looks like a
Oh my
lamp.
god, I'm a Disney princess. Fuck yeah.
They pick him up and fly away.
He does not weigh much at all. That is entirely possible.
It's just like
Aha! I've finally mastered the skies!
Master of Disguise or the Master of the Skies?
Both. Why not both?
Well,
Okay, I think at this point, Coulson has one, heard the ruckus, and two, he's finished his giving everyone the chance to escape announcement, and now he's going to basically investigate this room.
okay.
Because he's gotten his main priority. He's trying to help people. Not one of your better ones, my dude. I think at this point, the smell is starting to get to him, because he's not usually able to smell funky chemical smells, and it's kind of making his nose burn and being very distracting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some people are
kind of
more
worried
sensitive.
about what it's doing to us as well.
Ooh, but that's still a 16.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, you can still see the obvious. There is an exit door here. It's not unlocked right now, but it is an exit. And there is another door on the other side. It seems like since you didn't come through the doors, it seemed like it just goes back into the building. So
it's not an exit.
no, not it's an exit into the building, but not an exit outside. But there is an exit
Okay.
outside in here.
Oh, can Bertie let the birds out? Like the outside?
It's currently locked, so at the moment you can't even get yourselves out.
Oh, okay. Lockpicking time. Let's try it. I do have thieves' tools.
Alright. Well, there's also the whole emergency lockdown, but
Oh, that right.
I mean,
But,
that would-
like if we open all the doors, then all of the things would get out. So if we like wanted to specifically open this door, could we do that?
yeah, go for it. It might take you a little bit though. It is a security
Well, I
door.
meant using the console that has all the controls for all the doors.
Yeah, you could try. You could look at it.
Oh no. I think I'd rather try and pick the lock. It'd be easier.
Well, Coulson is giving that a suspicious look because that's kind of weird for the security room, question mark, to also have an exit outside. And also, this is not potentially a security room. There appears to be an entire medical room, question mark.
It's kind of hard to keep all that together.
Well, just for the hell of it, I'm gonna roll sleight of hand with advantage because I think that's how thieves' tools work, right? I can't fully remember.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. Oh,
Let
an
me check.
18's not bad.
Yeah, I don't
I'll
think
take the 18.
Okay. I don't think I've
Let's
ever had a chance
see.
to use Thieves' Tool ever.
Thieves' tool is that you do the roll with your proficiency modifier, and if you give yourself an expertise with dexterity, it would be like double that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, in that case, it's just the first roll, but it's +7 rather than 4. So 14 + 7 is 21.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dang. Yeah. No. So it.
I think you get the door.
Yeah.
Yay! Cool. I
it's-
mean, I don't know. Sometimes the DC is like 30. So
Well, it is just a bird sanctuary, so
Okay. Well, these birds have been unsanctuaried, and Bertie, the Disney princess, lets his little friends go free into the world. And if any of you are from exotic climates, please hastily find a zoo or something, because I don't want you to die of cold and lack of nutrition.
Okay. And well, hopefully they'll be able to find help. And I would say, as you're letting them all out, you hear a banging sound on the other door, the one leading into the building. And yeah,
I think we have company.
you hear
Might be someone trying to escape.
You hear someone on the other side, like begging you to open the door.
Oh, in that case, yeah, he's gonna immediately go and wrench open the door.
It's also locked.
That's a person.
It's locked, but you're gonna need to either hit the thing or lockpick again.
I mean, I'm happy to try again.
Okay.
I think this time Coulson is the one who's at the door this time, so I think I would like to actually
you should
roll.
do it. Yeah. Go for it.
Second nat 20.
Yes!
Yay!
Let's see. What was your expertise for dexterity give you for this?
Oh, this is gonna be crazy.
Let's see. It would be sleight of hand. What the heck was your sleight of hand roll? And oh wait, doi. Proficiencies. Since he's proficient, plus he's got the
20. It's already better than my 18. What? 26?
Dang.
So yeah, he gets the door open.
Dang.
Nice.
Yeah, you unlock the door. You could hear the person banging and saying something like, "Hurry, it's coming, it's coming."
Yeah, he rips it open, and he is about to completely discard all manners that he's had previously.
And,
reach out, grab this person by the scruff if it seems like they're the only one there, and yank them through before slamming the door shut again.
Nice.
Nice. I was gonna say,
Who does he grab?
You grab the janitor.
Always a
Hi.
very important person.
Yeah, just a
Hi.
And then as you say that, you hear something else like slam against the door just as you like slammed it shut. And you hear the sound of a very large beak kind of clamping down, like it was reaching for this person before you yanked him in.
Yeah, he is going to, with a flick, and since he still has that 26, he's going to relock the door.
And you now see it's being rammed against, and you could hear some very loud hooting sounds, but it's very distorted.
Okay. Bertie, don't close that door. I think it's time we exit. Quickly.
I haven't shut this door. I think it's jolly good for us to use it as well as those bears did. Hello, janitor. Very nice to meet you. Let's go.
As you say that, the door from the other side is smashed in, and a very large head of what used to be a snowy owl is like pushing its way in. Though it's lost most of its feathers, and it seems to have grown at least 4 eyes.
Oh, that's normal.
Yeah.
Truckula's gonna lunge forward, snarl, and snap in this thing's face. And I'll do an intimidation. Oh, frig. I picked up my dice and I immediately forgot what I rolled.
Oh, it happens.
That is a 19.
Okay. 19. And okay, yeah, you do intimidate it for it. You get right into its face. You snap back at it. It kind of recoils a bit because, aggressive behavior. This is probably typical aggressive behavior between its species. So it's backed off, but just for a second. So, and I'm guessing you guys.
Are we leaving? I think we're leaving.
Yeah.
We're leaving, right?
I think you guys are leaving. If you
Yeah,
want.
there is one thing that Coulson is going to throw behind him, throw in quotations, at the thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna hurl a color spray at it
Nice.
because he's a UPA.
Nice.
Jake's hand.
Yeah, let's
Oh
see.
my god, actually, when you've done that, can I do something stupid? Because I need to do something stupid. It's for my health.
Yeah,
Oh, hiccups.
let's see. Because he still has to roll to hit. Oh, wait. No. Spells don't... Color spray doesn't need a roll to hit, does it? For some reason, my weird cheat thing is telling me it does,
You
but I
have
feel
to
like that's not.
roll. You have to roll a bunch of dice, and that's how many creatures are affected. It's like sleep. So you roll a number of hit points, and if the hit points of the creature are less than the number that you've rolled, then it is blinded for 1 turn.
Ah! And let's see, my number for that is...
You roll 6d10.
I was about to say, more dice than I have in my hands right now, which means it's time for the dice bot.
Yeah. 6d10. 25.
So, he does that, and he was wearing green gloves. For a half second, when he does this, his gloves stop being green. Instead, they are a bright, 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 glowing red that goes off like something between a flare and a flash grenade. And it's red. Not the usual light red, but this impossible bright, 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 bright red.
Oh gosh. That is crazy.
And he was definitely aiming for the owl thing.
Yeah. Oh. Uh, yeah. That would probably scare it. Yeah. That's something like that.
Did it
Is
blind it though?
it
Like
would-
if the
see.
creature's hit points are lower than 25, then it's blinded for 1 turn.
And yeah, it's blinded. Also, I'd say
Wow.
because it's an owl, like they they have better sight at night, like because they can't see during the day. So like something a bright light like that would definitely, it would be more weak to it.
Yeah.
So
He basically just flash banged the thing with night vision.
yeah, you did. So oh gosh, if any.
And he definitely gives a shout for everybody out.
Oh,
And
Yes.
for once,
Honest
his
minute,
voice
I've
is
just got to pull this pin out of this fire extinguisher, and he's going to pull the pin out of the fire extinguisher to set it off and fire it like a rocket at the snowy owl.
oh god.
so one attack in addition to it being blinded.
So,
I mean, just to make sure that it gets the message.
yeah.
Intimidated, blinded, and donged on the head by a fire extinguisher.
Base.
I mean, it may not do that much damage. I'm here for the comedy, okay?
Yeah, but either way, everybody is going out.
Oh yeah,
Out. Okay.
I feel like, yeah, Bertie like sets that off. He's the last one out and shuts the door, just letting this rocket like ping around the room with this this monster inside. Just hoping that the door like self locks after he shut it, because presumably that would be the case.
Presumably, yeah. It probably would, considering the whole lockdown thing is still going on.
Phew.
Yeah.
All right. How about we vacate the situation just in case it manages to get through this door as well? Because considering it got through the other door, I would assume that it would be able to get through this one too.
Probably.
Yes, we need to keep moving. There was an alert I sent out an alert to the police. The faster we get out of range, the better, because hopefully if no one's sleeping at the switchboard, someone will come quickly.
You don't know Toonkind police, do you? They are all asleep.
He
no.
gives you a look and then says, "I used to work for them."
Oh,
That's
no.
why I said, assuming no one is sleeping at the switchboard.
I rescind my latest statement and my condolences.
Yeah, either way, he has grabbed the janitor by the arm and is moving.
Oh god, yeah, he's moving
Yeah,
with
she's
you,
moving.
and I assume you guys probably like maybe run around the side. You're probably like back in the front of the building, and
Mm-hmm.
it looks pretty unaffected up there. I mean, the lights are still dead. Currently, it looks like you guys are the only ones out here.
Okay.
Though you assume the front
Which
doors
either
are
means-
probably locked.
Oh, that's not good.
I am going to pray that that means either everyone listened to me and kept running once they got out, and I don't really want to think about the alternative. And with that, he kind of turns to look at the janitor and says, "How much do you know about what's been going on?
And
Please tell me you know something."
the man is just like, he's trembling so hard. He has, you get from him that he had no idea what was happening. He was just doing his work and the lights went off. They were screaming. So he went to the sounds where he heard his coworkers screaming, and he just watched them get eaten alive. And every time
Ooh.
he found someone, like something would happen, they get separated. Like he knew there were people alive in there, but he doesn't know where they are. Like I said, everybody just ran. They ran for anywhere, and some ran to locked doors and they just got cornered. Some ran into doors and he doesn't know where they went to. He assumes some of them went to hide. And he hoped someone went to call for help, but he had been hiding like in a literal closet, and when he heard this announcement, so he thought he should just make a run for it.
Well, you did a jolly good job. Look at you, outside and alive. Marvelous. Good job.
And then, but he's pointing at the building. He's asking is anyone like, does he know? Do they know if anyone else is coming out? Is everything over? Is everything done? Like should he go and look for his coworkers?
No. You are
But-
staying outside. If anybody's going back in, it's going to be, well, it's probably going to be us.
Coulson is going to basically reach into his hammer space and pull out a water bottle and hand it to the guy and say, "Deep breath. Sit down for just a second. Take a deep breath, hold it, and get some water into you."
Okay. So dude sits down, he's drinking, and then you see him, he lifts up his sleeve and he just pours a little water. Like he had a small wound on his hand. Looks like he got pecked.
Ooh, nasty. Have one of these cookies.
And he takes one, gratefully. He's eating it.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you to do. And I need you to listen to me. And he's definitely talking to the janitor.
okay.
You are going to go to the nearest police station. You are going to tell them everything that happened here. And you are not going to come back to this building until you have an entire squad with you. Okay?
The man.
You need to make sure that they know something happened. And you are not going to come back here alone. Okay?
The man nods. He thanks you again for, saving him back there. And he gets up kind of shakily, and he's gonna go like where he believes is the nearest police station. Yeah, he doesn't have a car.
Okay.
Who's giving a ride here?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a car.
That's true.
At that, he looks back,
Yeah,
raises an eyebrow, and is like, "Really? You're going to volunteer someone else who's literally alive?"
You know, this
waste-
certain car would prefer if you ask first.
Oh, but we're old friends by this point, right?
Still would prefer to be asked.
Noted for future occasions, but it's too late now.
And right, So I'm guessing you guys probably take off from here, or you could like try to hang around and talk to police if there's, hopefully they show up soon. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, you don't have
the vibe?
I mean, you guys don't have to hang around. You already sent someone.
Coulson at least is not going to follow, but he is going to put a greater distance. But he is, I'm going to say it, he's a little bit on the paranoid side, so he's probably going to stay for a couple minutes to make sure nothing comes busting out of the glass doors before he, vacates and potentially leaves whatever the heck is in there to run rampant through the streets.
Screaming. No, I'm kidding. Okay, well, a few minutes go by, and you do start hearing the sound of like faint police, fire truck, and possibly ambulances.
Oh man, so much tension just left his shoulders the moment he can hear that, but he's still holding the shotgun and aiming for the doors.
Yeah, good idea.
So he's not going to stop until there's officers there for him to talk to, explain the situation, and present his evidence, as well as his license to prove that he is in fact a detective and no, they are not allowed to just ignore what he tells them.
Oh, good idea. Okay, so we'll fast forward a little bit. So the police show up, and I'm assuming, were you the only one who stayed, or did everybody else decide to stay as a witness or something?
I stayed.
It's up to... Sorry.
Truckee stayed put because, firstly, it was very rude of your guy to volunteer him without asking first. So no, he's not going to be the vehicle today. So,
Okay.
and also there is a chance that more of those things are gonna bust out. So it's best to like. Oh, pardon me.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you're fine.
In that case, because I so rudely volunteered the vehicle to be the vehicle, Bertie takes the blunt of the joke and transforms himself into a bicycle, and will accompany the janitor to the nearest station. It's probably just as slow as if he was walking, but the gag is there, and he's also keeping this injured and traumatized individual company rather than sending them off into the world by themselves.
All right. Fair enough. I'm sure you appreciate
Oh,
it.
sorry.
It's okay.
It's getting a bit late at night.
Oh, sorry. Okay, we'll go. So the police do show up, and yes, they've gotten both the alert, and they've also came across, the janitor and Bertie, who were trying to explain things as best they could, and yeah, so they showed up, ambulance, fire trucks, the whole shebang, probably a SWAT team. Yeah, some armored trucks. It probably makes you feel a little better. At least they're pretty well armed. And yeah, they are grilling you guys like, what the heck happened? Was this an attack, or was this something else? Typical police.
The detective immediately, first off, goes presenting all of the evidence, including at least one slightly snarky comment of whoever's in charge probably deserves a lawsuit, considering how they've been blatantly ignoring the concerns of their staff, despite someone bringing in an entire locker of shotguns. And yes, he holds up the picture for that.
Oh, dang. Oh, yeah. No, they take this stuff like, what the hell is this? Kind of thing.
If I had to guess, some form of illegal experimentation. We have at least some evidence of labs being connected to here, as well as unknown chemicals, potentially gaseous. And there's at least one still alive mutant four-eyed featherless owl. Be very careful about that. Owls are known for very sharp talons and beaks. I don't want anyone dead, and I don't think you do either.
Alright, so...
And he is just...
Not to mention that mutant kingfisher we fought.
Yes, he's basically giving both his detective theory and a full government level report to the situation, along with all of his evidence.
Okay, well, they take this evidence. You're all interrogated. You tell them your story as best as you could. And in the following days, this place has been blocked off. Obviously, they're not letting anyone in. People are constantly going in and out, looking for things. People, sometimes armed guards are in there. They aren't actually letting anybody like see what's going on. You could just like assume. And within a week, you probably hear some news about incident at the Fair Feathered Sanctuary, and you hear about how there was a malfunction and a gas leak, a gas and chemical leak. There was evacuations, relocations. The place has been gone through, cleaned out. Everything is like looking for like any other negligence in there, and then strangely a fire broke out and a large portion of the place was burned down. And
Squinty, suspicious eyes.
Yeah. Cover up?
Probably.
Yeah, no mentions of any of the deceased.
Oh, that's like. Oh, that is so suspicious. That immediately hikes it up.
And
There's a death count in there and someone's covering it up. Oh no. Coulson is so unhappy.
yeah, and you handed your evidence over to them, right?
Yes, but he did not mention that he probably took backup pictures when he had the chance while waiting.
Okay. Well,
if anybody wants to roll insight on Bertie real quick, because I tried to imply it earlier, but I don't know if either of them would have actually picked it up.
of sabotage.
Sure. Let's see. What is your insight, my stupidly perceptive man? Mean to me. Dice is mean to me. But your insight is still fairly good.
And
a 10. Ooh. Okay, I mean, I'll just repeat what he said, but basically, like, when he realized that you used to work for the police, like, Bertie offered you his commiserations.
Yeah. He kind of got
Bertie's
that.
Bertie's not that surprised when he hears a lack of any of this stuff. To say the
yes.
least.
I suppose I'm going to mention this. It's a little bit retroactive, but during the wait, Coulson basically pulled out everything that he had gathered as evidence, laid it out, took duplicate pictures of it all, basically, with his instant camera, and then put those back inside his hammer space, and then just handed out the originals to the police.
Nice.
And he has a reason.
Yeah.
He has a reason.
He does. Well, you'd also see in the paper one of the co-owners, a man in sunglasses, is talking about how they're going to relocate and rebuild somewhere else due to the stigma and the bad memories that are kind of hanging around this building.
Yep, there's now going to be a file living in his personal office in this place.
Oh, man.
He is going to keep track of this.
It's all in other news. It's like the next page. It's just like something else. It's like strange sounds coming from the sewers.
Oh God! Even more.
Yeah, but then again, it's hard to tell because there's just so much going on.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't even notice. But yeah, that's the thing.
He might make a note if he can conclude that the sewer location is near where the sanctuary used to be, and just make a written note of that, but things happen everywhere all the time. It's really hard to connect what connects to where.
Yeah, it is. So, and Though you'd also see that like the majority of the birds seem to have been rescued. And
Yay!
a lot of
Bertie's
them-
happy about
yeah,
that.
a
Oh my
lot of
God.
them ended up in zoos, and a lot of them were also taken to other different sanctuaries. And like,
Oh, yay!
yeah,
Good.
Bertie will visit. Bertie will visit the little birds.
yeah. It's like, hey, you might even get a little bird friend, Bertie. 'Cause I said the majority of them. One of them looks like they didn't want to go back, so it's just like tweeting around.
Do I get a little pet bird? I would love a little pet bird.
Yes, you get one.
Oh,
It's called a. Okay, it's based off an actual one, so I could probably pull up a picture later. But it's called a cotton puff.
Oh my god.
They look like little
Send me
cotton
details
balls.
later. Oh my gosh, a cotton ball bird. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Yes, this is the best.
Yay.
And-
Yay.
okay.
Thank you so much. Also, great timing because I am so sorry, but I have
Okay.
to go.
No,
This is
no.
as late as I could have stayed.
That's fine. Thank you for playing.
Thank you so much for letting me play. Thank you guys. It was great meeting you. And yeah, fun game. Fun game. Bye.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I hope I can FPS with all of you later.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Ciao.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for playing. Okay. And are you gonna be taking off?
All right. How about a quick sign off though before I?
Yeah. I think everyone else left though, but it's okay. So, well, let's sign off. Okay.
Yep. Bye for now.
Okay, bye, everybody.